How you with Scott? My Chuck 312. My check Chuffy, Chuck 312. Yeah, okay. Hi, you're with Scott. Chuck 312. I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to make the. If I go tasty banana, I eat banana. Tasty banana, I eat banana. No, there's a delay. Isn't there? I need to sort that out. If I ever want to sing karaoke on stream. Which you don't. Not really. Unstable bitrate. Get away. Get away. Get away, unstable bitrate. I'm going to send the tweet. There's the tweet. Playing Genshin Impact on Twitch. Live now. I see it says it already, doesn't it? Right, you've had it now. You've had enough of that now. Hello, Bob. It certainly does comes in denim, doesn't it? Certainly does. I need to get those other songs out as well. I need to organise that channel so it's got more clarity about what's where as well. I bet there's a load of detractors who haven't even heard my detractor songs. I mean, Meerkat's the main one for the songs, really, aren't they? But, you know, I bet there's a load that haven't even heard them. They don't even know that they're done. Don't even know that they've happened. She's doing her makeup. Give her a little kissy. And what we're doing today is we're going to go and do this literally right here. I mean, I'm right there ready to do it. We're going to talk to this strange researcher about the brewing stuff they're doing. It's one of these events, so it could be good, could be fun. Oh yeah, golden age of detractor music. You're a good point, actually. There is also some quite other good ones as well out there, aren't there? I heard a new one from Darksea DeFlo the other day, and that was banging. Yeah, you're right. Bosh! Tomorrow it's serial killers on the main channel. We're doing the serial killer tier list. That's going to be fun. And then tonight we're gonna do this event thing, timed event, and it'll not be all. I've got a feeling it'll be quick, and then we'll be on to one of the main quests. Probably doing whatever the game says I have to do in order to do whatever I want to do. It'll make sense when we get there. I've already done my daily commissions. I've already done my little bit of grind. I think I forgot to do it last night after the stream. You know, after I walked the dog, I think I forgot to do that. Just thinking it now. But yeah, let's go and see what Hajanad has got to say for herself. It's a success. We spoke to her before. She was doing something. She was making some potions or something. We're talking to her, but she's facing the wrong way. We stood on the wrong side of her and she's facing the wrong way. Oh, she's turned around. Remelting tablet research data. Yeah, I remember this. Well, not exactly. I remember that we talked, but I can't remember what we were doing. Shock boil brews. Okay. Can we skip so that we can get onto it? Temperature remelting tablets. Flaming flower. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's some sort of mini game thing. So let's skip. Bob, I'm grateful you're here today as well, because I'll tell you what, I was considering not rolling the stream and just watching detractor content instead, because that being said, it's had a good show today, and then there's two others that I watched. There's Chill Murray and Detractor Beam, both streaming right now. I think Chill Murray, Detractor Beam, and King Jad are all streaming right now, so I'm not trying to say go away and watch them. What I am saying is that couldn't decide which one I wanted to watch the most, so I thought I'll do my normal stream anyway. I could have put my stream off for a couple of hours and done it later, but I thought I'd just start now anyway. I might get a bit of an early night tonight, maybe. Maybe. Although I think my sister just arrived, so it might be that I should have just put the stream off by an hour and started an hour later. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what goes on first anyway in the stream and how we're going. Might be we do a shorter stream. Might be that we don't have to do a massive, major one. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, loads on, isn't there? There always will be. Thankfully on the YouTubes, it's always there for you to watch at your own leisure and time as well. I had a bit of a turn then. I had a bit of a, like, you know when you go upside down on a swing? I had a bit of a, maybe it's blood pressure, I don't know, I had a bit of a feeling. Yeah, Thundergrass Resonance, not yet attempted. Monster List. It's one of these, isn't it? And then you press... I think you press buttons while you're playing and you do this stuff. I think you drink the brews while you're playing, from what I can remember. So anyway, what we're going to be fighting is mushrooms. They're cryo and hydro. There's a pyro in there as well. So we need electro in the first one. In the second one, it's just stuff. And in the third one, there's just more stuff. Let's just do it single player. Or can you do it as a no, just single player challenge. Let's go strong group multiplier 2. Let's see how it goes. Wait. First of all, what I want to do now is check on this. Unlocks in 2 days. You see what I mean? The afterword unlocks in 2 days. It's just score points. It's not play it on the hard mode. That's all I need to do is score points. Okay. I'll do that. I'll score some points. Hello. Yaimiko. They've offered me Yaimiko and this chuffer. I mean, I can't say no really, can I? They've offered me 2 new 5-star to try. That's the whole point of it, isn't it? I feel like I should take my own squad though, really. I'm sort of planning to take my own squad. I was planning to just take my hard hitters. My wet boy. This lady. I could put you in instead of... Yeah, I'll put you in there then. I suppose I could take Nahida out and put in this chuffer. I don't know what Yaimiko does. Might be a mistake to put her in. Let's just do this. We'll win. We'll win. Come on then, you chuffers. Chuffing stupid mushrooms. Got you all cleaned up, tidied up. Bongo heads. Right, that's them dead. Where's the next one? Am I supposed to be pressing something? New shock bruising coming. Right.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge. A sight to behold.
I don't know what's going on with the brews. I don't really understand what the brews do. Or how to use them. I didn't read the thing. I forgot about how to use knives.
Sharing my knowledge. Everyone hold hands.
And then I've got a green dendro at the bottom of my screen, so I'm just going to stay on my dendro character. I assume that they're doing extra damage.
The Temple of Wisdom.
And then Yaimiko does this thing where you lay out these posts.
Right here.
And it electrocutes them.
Opening box of Adepti-Trix.
Just get some red ones dead with this. Ow! Are you chuffer?
Witness the power of Gugwa. No, my right now. Emerge. I'm always watching. Right now.
Popped you, didn't you?
Emerge. Show them.
Make yourselves at home.
I don't know if I'm getting a good score or not, really.
Right now.
I feel like she's
Emerge.
let me down a bit.
Right now.
I feel like
Right
I might have
here.
got more done if it was like my other Electro character, but
Let me read you a verse. Come on out. Right
see.
now. What a nuisance.
What a nuisance.
Nothing lasts forever. Right
I'm
here.
okay.
Emerge.
Round 2 or 3 and we get to change the party. Oh, we get to change each time. Alright. Hello Mel, how you doing? Yeah, I'm good. Just like a bit tired. My sister's turned up. I think I might be doing a shorter stream today. And it's Sunday and I'm a bit tired, and I'm supposed to be tomorrow for Thus. We're doing the serial killers tier list, so we're going to be ranking the. I don't know what criteria we're going to be ranking them on, but we're going to be ranking the serial killers. It's going to be fun. And what I'm supposed to be doing is making a picture of all the different serial killers, put it in a folder. I should have mentioned it to Jamie, who helped me out last time doing all the pictures, but it's not going to be that big a list. It's not like it'll be 20 or 30 pictures I've got to just Google up and put in a folder. So that's my behind the scenes work that I'm supposed to have done, but instead I'm playing Genshin Impact. So that's fine though. I think it's fine to do this. I think it's probably a good idea, if anything. How can I remove this character? Let's remove you, and let's put my healer on. Water, Dendro, Electro, and healer. Yeah, go on then. I don't know how what we're gonna have to do is we'll have to think of some criteria. Like, I suppose number of people killed would be one.
Cut to the chase.
I think also who you're most scared of is a good one.
Hey,
You know,
the Temple of Wisdom.
Faster. Sacred name. Fortune preserver. Don't blink.
Hold the line.
Uphill battle.
that was next. You're all over here. Now you're all vaporized.
With sword comes shadow. Speed of light.
This is going well. I think we'll get the score on this.
Grow. Sharing my knowledge. Rest and rebuild.
Go.
Next, where's the next one?
Faster. Okay. Don't blink. Nowhere to hide.
It's just this little chuffer on his own over here. Hey, what are you doing over there?
Billowing surge. Committed to memory.
There's the baddies now, the proper baddies.
The Temple of Wisdom. Grow.
Rise. Hey! Cut to the chase.
We'll knock a few of these down. Now there's some more.
Orders given. Orders received.
Allow me.
Speed of light. With sword comes shadow.
One more in one. Come on.
Covenant of the Deep. Let's play her a little.
Wheel of light. Incoming.
Oh, time up. Okay. I think it might be a cumulative score, so I think we might easily get this score, but yeah, for the murderers, we're going to have to sort out criteria, so there'll be, I mean, we could just decide on ourselves where they go on the list, generally, like we did with the chocolate. There'll be lots of different ideas in chat, and there'll be lots of different criteria, but I know it's a serious subject, and I know it's like kind of bad in a way, because like obviously they murdered people, but I also want to make it a bit of fun as well. I want to make it, you know, buoy it along with some jokes and some fun, so it'll be a good episode tomorrow. Yeah, it should be a good episode tomorrow. In fact, I was thinking about doing a big quest on this tonight, and what I might do actually is I might do a shorter, well, we'll see how the quests go, but I might do a shorter episode of Genshin Impact, play some of that card game for a bit, and then, you know, try and get an early night. I never get an early night. Oh, we got the Wanderer. We're being offered the Wanderer. I'll take it. I'll take it. If you're offering the Wanderer, wonderful character. Didn't manage to get that character when it came round, but Now it's in my squad. And I'm going against treasure hoarders, eremites, and a Fatui skirmisher animo boxer. So I'll be fine. I'll knock all them to bits. I think we're going to make some swirls. Do I need the dendro as much here? I might take it. I feel like I want to take Wet Boy as well, but there's no healer in that. I don't think we get much problems with no healer though. Although this will be the one where I need a healer, won't it? Like, then I'll be like, oh, I don't think we need a healer, and then all of a sudden I will. I just got a feeling we're going to be so strong, we're going to just annihilate everything. So I'm going to go with that. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to take things too seriously. Yeah. So there'll always be someone. You know, there'll always be someone who'll be like, oh, this is not. You know, you're saying this. Right, and it's bad because there'll always be someone who will like take it too seriously.
Squall and fury.
But we are just an entertainment channel on YouTube, you know. I'm not like.
Rain outlines your fate.
Let's kill these choppers, man. Not talk. It's a bit loud in my headphones.
I see everything.
I see everything. And you, with your doing your. I see what you two are up to. And there's another bunch of them now again.
Wretched vermin.
They keep coming. Now they've been evaporated.
Have a little taste.
This Wanderer character is pretty good.
Squall and fury.
Following orders.
Blazing delight. Ow. Got punched in the face there. I'm only a little girl. She's not doing the damage.
Let me weave you a verse.
Unsightly insects.
Yeah. Okay, the animo boxer.
We've only just begun.
Yep, the animo boxer is down. Now this chuffer with the bow and arrow.
Rain outlines your fate.
Where do
He's
you
not got
think
a special
you're
ready.
going?
Where's your special? There it is.
Cry louder. That's far
That
enough.
one, and then there's
The
more of
dragon
them,
rises.
as expected.
Wisdom. Grow.
Rain cutter.
Spread your wings and raise a storm!
Maybe we get these two.
Finally,
Yep.
some target practice.
Let's see how we did. Total 4170. I don't know. Can't remember what the main. Can't remember what the target was. So I don't know what the. Don't know if that was good or not. It's just a number. Yes, it was good. Gold. Okay, we'll do the same thing again. Challenge 2. And there's 4 of them, but these 2 are time locked. So we'll do the second one. I'm here already. I don't need to go anywhere. There's lots of primos behind that. At the moment, we're saving up primos. And it'll be the same. I don't need to even think about it. We'll just go in and do it. We'll choose the characters they offer. In fact, I'll use mine because mine's in level 90. Thank you very much. Mine's a level 90. So I think I'll use mine, actually. So. And they want ice, fire and ice. They want fire and ice. I don't think I'm going to take fire and ice. Although, if they're offering me a character, usually they're very powerful the way they set them up. I don't think I want fire and ice. Scorching, Sunfrost. We didn't get killed last time, did we? I'm going to take just like really strong characters. Let's go. Hello, everyone.
Another test subject.
Another test subject.
Gloves off!
Try to keep up.
One at a time's not going to do it. We need to get them all together. That's more like it.
No, my sword.
And there they all are. Again.
Witness the power.
Sharing my knowledge.
Don't blink.
It's just about trying to go as fast as you can on this, isn't it? And getting them all. High score. Let's go. High score.
Nowhere to hide.
Get them all at the same time. I've brought got a fire character. There we go.
For it.
You asked for it. Anyway. Well, you didn't ask for that,
No
but
more tricks up your sleeve.
I assumed that was what you...
Tricks up your sleeve.
Need to be going quicker
Don't
than
blink.
this.
Hey!
Your coming was foretold.
Now.
Body and mind.
For the
right in
eternal
there.
oasis.
Let me lead you over. Cut to the chase. Incoming.
Here's that nicely.
Your
That's done.
coming was
Who's next? Who's
foretold.
next?
The Temple of Wisdom.
No, my.
Ah, I got froze.
He has a tower.
Come on, let's... No, what did I do? I was pressing all the buttons so fast I accidentally left the domain. That was like my worst thing I've ever done. No, it wasn't the worst thing. The worst thing was when we did a boss and then we didn't collect the rewards, we just left.
Ready to apply.
Feeling.
That was a funny one.
Home.
Buckle up. Gloves off.
Try to keep up.
Cha. With sword comes shadow.
Sword comes shadow, so now we know what we're
Don't
doing
blink.
at least anyway. Let's do it better this time. Where are you? You're all over here.
Ring cutter.
Where do you
Everyone
think you're
help me.
going? That.
Sharing my knowledge.
Of the jungle.
Walk alive. Hi.
Next.
Feeling lucky today.
Committed to memory.
Nowhere to hide.
Where's they all
Speed
gone?
of light.
Your coming was foretold.
Yeah, come on, one shot.
Yourselves at home.
No, my
Tell
sword.
this, you chopper.
Cut to the chase. Don't blink. Witness the power of
Filthy outsider.
How's that?
Incoming.
She's over here. That slowed me down. That did I attack the wrong
Your
thing then?
coming was
I
foretold.
see everything.
You're coming was foretold. Having you
You're
first.
dead meat.
For the eternal oasis.
Boosh.
Buckle up.
Boosh.
Hi.
Hey. There it is. Attack
Don't
her.
blink. Hey.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Temple of Wisdom. We've seen a lot of those. We're getting a lot of extra energy.
Got lucky
this
there.
back to
Your
you.
coming was foretold.
Everyone hold hands.
Nowhere to hide.
Might just get another run at these. 10,
Speed of light.
7, 6,
For the
5.
eternal oasis.
Come on. We're going to not quite get the last one. I think that'll be fine. And then what have we got here? Geovishap, Cryo Whopper Flower, and Large Electro Slime. And they're offering me Yellow and Hutao. I suppose, but I don't feel like that's the right... Like, she's going to get frozen by the thing. We'll do it if that's what they're offering us. A serial killer tier list. Yeah, it's going to be good, yeah. I assume other people might have already done it before, because
Here comes the cash.
surely they've done a serial killer. Surely everyone's done their favourite. Maybe I'm just the only one. It assumes that's quite a normal idea, I don't know.
La la la. Hi-ya. I see everything.
So I knew this icy one causes
Don't blink.
problems.
Cut to the chase.
And I brought my electro character, and those things are electro. That was stupid.
Game's up. One's over. Incoming.
Come on.
Blazing delight.
Klee's gonna have to carry all the team now. Who's next? More of these.
With sword comes
This won't do
shadow.
much to those electro
Speed of
things.
light. Hey. Here comes the cash.
This may turn a little. Sharing my knowledge. Sparks and flash.
But
Pew.
should keep the pace up here. Next we should get different enemies, shouldn't we? Yeah, here we go, the fish apps.
taste.
Gotcha.
Jumpy, jumpy, toe.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Don't know what that one's doing.
Speed of light. Huh?
Definitely need to get closed down before we finish this.
Throw them all up.
Definitely need to at least get one run on the bishops to get the score. We got one run at them, but we didn't get the second run. We're not going as quick as the other rooms.
Don't blink.
Probably my fault.
Busted.
With sword comes shadow.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I wonder who will come out on top. That's a good point. You know, another way to look at it would be serial killer battle rumble, battle royale. And what would you do if, like, you know, if you lock the two of them in a room? Like, you'd have to do 1 versus 1 head to head, or is it gonna? Would they team up? And like, who would come out on top? That would be an interesting conversation to have. Like the Big Brother house, but like Among Us, where they get eliminated. I think that's what prison might be like. It might. I'll tell you what. Here's another way to. There's different criteria, isn't it? One of the criteria could be how many years in prison you get for it. But by that metric, Boris Johnson should make the list. Don't get me started. But yeah, like, and also I didn't put any of the politicians who are responsible for the wars. Like, I didn't put Hitler on it, and I haven't put. You know, like Hitler killed a load of people, didn't he? But Stephen Port, yeah, I'll tell you what, the reason Stephen Port's one of my favourite serial killers is because he looks like such a nutter. Like some of them, like Marilyn Manson, Charles Manson, I don't know if he's on the list or not, but I'm going to put him in because he's so famous. But Charles Manson didn't do any killing. He got other people to do it for him. But he looked quite, like, kind of kooky and weird, didn't he, Charles Manson? Like, a bit kooky and weird, whereas Stephen Port looks like he's gone out. And the wig as well. Didn't he have a wig in all his pictures on Grindr? And then, like, later on it turned out he was completely bald. I shouldn't rip the piss out of him, but I assume he's not going to come out of prison and kill me. There's some that should be on honourable mentions. You see, like Charles Manson didn't actually kill anyone, yeah, so he should be an honourable mention. And I still think that the politicians that are responsible for the deaths, like in wars and all sorts of stuff, they should be, you know, but we can't put them on the list, can we? We've got to keep it about the serial killers. So if you're running around and and then there's others that didn't get caught. So Steve wants to put Jack the Ripper on the list, but like whilst he's quite interesting, he never got caught. So I suppose he goes on the list, but we don't know who to attribute. You know, we don't know where to send the check. we don't know where to send the award. So it's like if Jack the Ripper wins, someone else is going to have to come up there and receive the award on his behalf. There was a TV series. I should watch more of these TV series, you know. I should. Do you know, I'm going to slate YouTubers, but I'm a YouTuber, so it's how it's done. But I've seen some YouTubers, and I watched Netflix, yeah, and like I'd watch a Netflix documentary, and then 2 weeks later there's this YouTube video, and it's about what I watched, and I'm like, oh, watch that, I've seen that on Netflix, and I watch it, and I'm like, hang on, did you watch Netflix as well? Because what you're doing here in your half-hour YouTube video is basically explaining what was on that documentary that I just watched on Netflix, and like it's a wild west out there, isn't it, for content? But I should watch more of them, and I should then rip them off and turn them into videos. But yeah, and this is another one where Steve earned his money last week. He got paid for his like time and effort. Really, when you work it out, I sort of pay him weekly, but I pay him bi-weekly, and then the other week is like a chill week where I don't officially pay him, but he comes and does the podcast anyway. But really, it's like, you know, when you work that out, I'm just paying him weekly, but he's having it every 2 weeks. Does that make sense? Anyway, the gist of it is anyway that it's supposed to be a chill one, relaxed one, so he shouldn't have to do any research or like he's a forensic psychologist. So sometimes I say to him, like, as I'm paying you, can you do some research on this one, and can you tell me all about XYZ? And he'll do some research and he'll tell me all about XYZ. So like that's really good. But with this one, he's doing it out of the love of his own heart. So he's having to find out all the statistics and all the prison sentences. There's another way we could do it, is how long they spent in prison, or how long they got sent to prison for. I said that just a minute ago, did I? Maybe my brain's collapsing on me. But I think that would be a good metric, you know. What am I fighting here? I'm fighting all the... Why do they keep giving me weird crew? cryo damage bonus, hydro damage bonus, switching characters 15 energy, frozen. So they want me to. They don't want me to use dendro in here. They want me to use cryo and frozen. Got it. All right then, we'll do. I'll bring out one of my big guns. This will be fun. Oh, it was a dry. It was a. Look at this guy. Look at this. Oh, smush. Oh, he's so cool. I don't have him in my crew.
All hail. Born
She's
of
cool as
ice
well.
and
I don't
frost.
have her in my crew either, which is a shame.
Let's get down to business.
Sort that out.
Kamisato Art.
So, Kamisato Art. This is ridiculous. I think I might have this one on easy by mistake. We'll just run it anyway and see what
From
happens.
whence you came,
Let me weave you a verse.
one with my blade.
It's my lucky day.
Access denied. For Rex
Access
North.
denied.
How's this?
No one's getting a look in, are they? They're all frozen all the time.
Be still.
Swift and merciful. Spirit blade.
No touching. This is long
No
overdue.
touching. I should get Danny. She's one of my favourite
No, my
characters.
soul.
No touching.
Kamisato Art. Suiyu.
And these two are supposed to be quite big choppers, but they don't get to do anything because they're frozen and they're getting annihilated. There they are again.
Access denied.
Submit for judgment.
All
There
hail.
again. And one more time with this chopper. Where are they? Get over there. This one didn't even get to stand up this time.
Let me weave you a verse.
A touch of frost. From whence you came.
I don't think I've ever seen enemies go down as quickly and as effectively.
Kamisato Art.
I don't think I've ever seen any enemies get killed as more quickly as effectively as that. That was insane. Don't worry, yeah, this like that was a. You don't need to see the detail of that. That was just like going off. That the game doesn't usually go off as much as that. That was insane. Numbers everywhere. What am I doing now? So that was my. I now receive my rewards now. Now where's my rewards? Obviously not in this screen. There we go. And then 2 more, but in a few days, and that's that little event. So the game always does this. It's so brilliant the way it does it. Like, that's going to be gone in 7 days, but you get to just have another little. Oh, there's always something to come back to. Always something different to do in the game. Always something fun. And along with that, there's these story modes. There's quests. There's side quests. There's all stuff. I've got to decide now about how big we go for today's Sunday episode. How big the quest I want to go on. And the thing that we were problematic here is the quest locations involved in other quests. We were doing this, and then we got stuck. And it's because I need to complete Fragmented Testimony. And Fragmented Testimony is this. Al Haytham, A Dazed Man, The March. I think it is a story quest. I think it's this. Vault to Volnaris. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do a story quest. So it might be a bit slower paced, and it might involve a bit of talking. But I think that's what I need to do in order to do the proper quests, basically. So that's probably what we're going to have to do. Or my other option is to do one of these other side quests, like go somewhere else and do something a bit different. This is new. But no, we'll do this, yeah. And we'll see how it goes. If I don't like it, I can always say, I'm not enjoying this, I'm not doing it anymore. But since we started off with big combat, we can chill for a little bit. Let's go and see what he wants. Where is he? He's up there somewhere. Right. It's taking us a right merry dance. Up here. No, follow the yellow brick road. Up here. If I'd have known I was coming up here, I could have just come up here, but there's a teleporter right here, you see. So I did that wrong. The Academia. It's this place with this... Sit. Look. Sit. What's your name? Sit. Okay, I will do. I can't, because I don't have a button that lets me, but... Sit. What's your name? That is my name. Sit. She's still standing. That's her name, though. Did you get it? Look, forget it. I bumped into her there. Whoops. This is the Academia. Posh, isn't it? Can have a chat now.
Hey there. Excuse us, but is Sino at the Academia?
No, he's off on another quest that we're doing that we're in the middle
You
of.
two look familiar. Are you friends of Mahamatra Sino?
Yeah.
I'm afraid he's out on a mission right now. But if you'd like, I can pass whatever message you might have on to him.
I'm also doing that other mission with him.
We ran into this guy by the gates, and he seems really eager to speak with Amatra. It sounds like something urgent.
He looks sad.
Oh? If you don't mind, why don't you tell me about it first?
Siraj.
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 That name...
Vahumana researcher?
I don't know.
Yes, one of their most renowned, in fact.
Apparently.
I hear he's as daring as he is intelligent. There are rumors he'll become Vahumana's next sage. But please continue, good sir. What about Siraj?
What about Siraj?
I want to report him for conducting a dangerous experiment.
Yeah, you want to
He
grass him up?
kidnapped me, tied me up, and took me to that horrible cave. Experimental equipment everywhere.
Siraj sounds like a
I
right
ran as
nutter.
fast as I could, a little slower, and he would have caught me.
There's no rush. Please, take your time.
I don't know if you caught that, Arav, but what he said was Siraj was after him, so it sounds like there is a bit of a rush. Sounds like he's a bit time sensitive. So I don't know if you caught that. You're supposed to be an academic.
What kind of experiments was he conducting? Where is this cave?
We don't need specifics. I think I got the gist. The cave, yeah, we'll go and check out the cave. I think it's a cave or a sex dungeon. What kind of experiments was he conducting? When he had one with this great big one. All right.
I don't remember.
Good.
Huh? You can't remember?
Repressed Paimon.
All I remember is Siraj walking towards me, and then my head started feeling weird. It's like a nightmare that I can't recall.
Good.
I heard they conduct business in the tavern.
Right, let's get
We have to-
Even if
Tavern
what you
Busters.
say is... All right. I'll have some of my colleagues look into Siraj.
She doesn't believe him. That's not very nice, is it?
But before that, I would like to administer the Matra lie detector test.
I see. What did I say? I spotted it. He didn't believe him. We should go and have a look at Siraj's office first, shouldn't we? Or we're going to lie detect this poor chap. He's already been through enough. He's already been strapped down to Siraj's operating table. We don't want to do a lie detector test. He wants to go and have a nice sit down and maybe get some food in him and feel. You don't want to do a lie detector test.
You think I'm lying?
See?
Please don't take it the wrong way.
He's already
This
had
is
it the
just
wrong
standard
way.
protocol.
He's already had it the wrong way. That's why we're here.
Sorry, but can you two wait out here a little while? We'll be back soon.
Will we? I love it when they do this. And then, yeah, blackout. I wait somewhat longer than expected. Here comes another character.
Huh? Alhaitham?
Oh, I was surprised, because we're on Alhaitham's story quest Paimon, so...
Let me bring you up to speed. First things first, Ilyas passed the lie detector test.
Well, that's lucky.
This indicates that what he said is highly credible.
Do you think?
As such, we've decided to launch an investigation based
Really?
on the protocol. This matter was reported to Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham. After hearing about it, he left a message for Mahamatra Sino and then asked to join the investigation.
That's all well and good, yeah, but I've got a question to ask about. I want to know who I report to. You know, I think we need to have an independent IPCC inquest into Arav not believing the victim here.
Huh. It's kind of weird for you to be working with the Matra. Is there a special reason?
You're overthinking things. My interest was piqued is all.
He wants to see the sex dungeon.
Really? I'm surprised you have this much free time.
Everyone's got free time when there's a sex dungeon.
In that case, let's join in as well, shall we, Traveler?
I don't really...
It's already against protocol for Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham to participate in this investigation.
Yeah, but there's a sex
As for
dungeon.
you two, Oh, never mind. After all, you were the ones who brought Ilyas here.
Did I change the name of
I'll
today's
allow you to
episode?
accompany us, but you have to
Brewing Up A Storm.
promise to keep everything confidential.
Everything confidential. See, I knew it was. I knew it
Don't
was.
you worry. Our lips are sealed.
All right, in that case, I'll fill you in on what we know so far.
Do you know what I've been thinking? There's been a lot of talk about Masons in our chat, yeah? And I've been thinking, do I need to go and join the Masons? They said it costs a lot of money to get high up, so I'd have to do a lot of crowdfunding. Do you think you can crowdfund your way up the Masons? And then what I'd do is, I mean, I'm saying it now, they'd probably hear this and then they'd do me in, so I don't want to say this really, do I, if I want to do it? But not like a Louis Theroux, but like a full-on, like, join the Masons, go high up, and then, like, come out and say it all and say what's going on. But the thing is, if it turned out nothing was going on, it's just a dumb pudding club, then I've wasted a lot of money, you know? But if it turns out they're all doing some murders and stuff... Yeah, the Twitter last night, that was interesting, wasn't it? That one guy went a bit off it, didn't he, that one guy? That one guy started doing the full conspiracy nut stuff. Like... There's something in the water, you know. That one guy with doing the conspiracy nut stuff, he doesn't realise that those ideas, where did you think he's getting those ideas? Like, they're not made up on their own. Like, some people make them up and pump them out on the internet, and he thinks it's people who are truther movements, but he doesn't realise that those informations that he says, you know, the David Icke stuff, he doesn't realise that actually comes from the right wing. Like, they write that, they put it out there so idiots believe it, and then, like, you're playing into their hands. He thinks he's against the elites and he knows something secret, when in actual fact he's reading the script that the elites have fed him. Those people annoy the piss out of me, really. Then when he said the Americans had the science and we didn't, that was annoying. And there goes my camera. Don't know why it's doing this. Did some lady get shirty as well? There was a little bit of a conversation between two people, wasn't there? I can't remember exactly because it was quite late and I was quite tired. I couldn't get my. I watched the, you know, I'm on the computer on my desktop and I've got a microphone and I've got a headset, all this business. And when I go on Twitter Spaces, I can hear it, but I can't talk and communicate. Like, it won't let me log on like that. And then I had to go on my phone and use it on my phone. So, like, I was doing it like that. I was getting confused a bit. It was getting late, yeah. But yeah, there are some good things said in those places, and there are other things where I just think a bit like, fucking hell. Like, it's interesting to listen to. It's interesting to be. There is the cat again. Come in. Like, there's a couple of people that I think are really good on there. I don't know exactly who they are and their names and everything, but, like, you know, a couple more serious people, or like one that might have worked with the police or something like that. I don't know. And like, I can learn a lot from people like there. And then there are other people that I think I don't really want to be learning from you. Like, you know, so it's a bit of a wild. I'm using the word Wild West a lot recently, but I feel like the internet is a bit like that sometimes. There's not really much regulation, is there? And this Nicola Bulley case has thrown that up a lot, hasn't it? The whole anyone says and does whatever they want, and I'm surprised by the amount of people who believe things simply because somebody has said something or they think they've heard it on the internet. Or so the other one is, and I'm not dissing anyone particular here, but people have sent me screenshots of like messages and things like that, and I'm like, yeah, because somebody said it in a message, or like, because like you realise that like for most marketing purposes they make fake messages, and you see them on, you know, on Coronation Street, they're reading messages and they're not real messages. Like, you can make fake messages really easily, and it doesn't matter if someone said it in a text, like, you know, my friend is a friend of a friend of a friend of a, you know, all that business. All right, come on then. Have you up on here? I'm surprised why all these people are so desperate for all that stuff, you know. All that. And the Mason, going back to what we were saying, actually, yeah, the Masons, you say your uncle was a Mason. Yeah, I couldn't, you know, my point that I made last night. Stupid cat. My point that I made last night about how I can't see a load of people trying to cover up murders for other people because it puts you in jeopardy. And like, you'd have to really, it'd have to be a really strong. I just don't think, I don't see that myself. But yeah, going back to that, I'd have to. The only way people would ever believe it is if, Snippy's the cat come in, complained, meowed, and has now gone out. I actually think she's missing Omar today a bit because she was playing with the fishy, like, playing with the toy that he used to play with, and meowing a bit. And I think he used to play with her a lot. I think he used to chase around and mess about with her, and I think she's just sort of, missing that interaction. Yeah. And yeah, so the only way anyone would ever believe it is if I joined the Masons, uncovered it all from the inside. But what if there was nothing? It's all a waste of time, and there's nothing to uncover. And if you did uncover it all and like whistleblow, then they're all going to say, "Oh, it's fake anyway." Like the conspiracy stuff, there's no answering to them. Like, yeah, I felt like it was like the Scouts for grown-ups. Yeah, I mean, I imagine they go to some gropey dinners, and I imagine they have some like scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I imagine they all get a bit of a business deal here and there, and I imagine that they all, I imagine they do help each other out. If like my car breaks down, I'll phone the mechanic from the Masons, and if like I want to cater my party, I'll phone the chef from the Masons. You know what I mean? Like, I imagine they do a bit of that. But I imagine if I should phone the Masons and say I've done a murder, can you help me? They'll say no, the fuck off, you're out the club. Like, do you know what I mean? I just can't see that. And then everyone was saying, oh, there's a lot of police people in the Masons, but even so, like, I don't think the police people join the police and like become a Mason so that they can cover up other people's murders. I thought it was the opposite. I thought they were in there to try and do the fixing of the crime. Like, and if they found out about this stuff, wouldn't they want to clean up the Masons because they're the police and they're in it? Or maybe just everyone's a chuffer and the world is evil. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it could be one, it could be the other, but there's not really any evidence to suggest that they are actually, like, there's connections. And this guy was like, this guy last night was saying there's connections, wasn't he? He was like, oh, did you know that Jill Dando is friends with someone who is also friends with this person that worked on this Madeleine McCann case? And I'm like, yeah. Like, did you know that once I ate cheese and so did Robbie Williams? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, if you look for enough stuff, you're going to find enough stuff because you're looking like that. Like, did you know there's a cloud in the face? There's a face in the clouds, and that means that there's a face, that face in the clouds. Like, oh look, there's a face on my toast, so my toast is connected to Jill Dando. Like, it's just coincidences and shit. Yeah, you could ring your uncle and see what he says. Yeah, I mean, there's no. The problem is we can get our own beliefs that seem more grounded and seem more realistic, but the people that are out there saying it's all a psyop and it's all of this and it's all of that, our grounded beliefs aren't going to help them. Like, they're already out there because they're willing or liable to be confused, and they've been fed this confusion by people that want to manipulate them. Like, you don't think those ideas come from out there? They don't make that up. Like I said, it's like they say about question the narrative to find the truth, and they don't realise that truth is a lie that's been told to them by people who want to get them confused and weighed off the track. It's like a long con. It's a political thing. It is a political thing. And this is where you'll see, for example, a lot of these things will play into the hands of a political narrative or a political discussion or a political, in the end they will become political. And Trump rode to it was mainly because of Trump. Like, they were doing it for Trump. Like, Trump rode, and he's still looking for this success, isn't he? But he rode to victory on this like group of people, and they're still out there. They're like, drain the swamp. We're apolitical. We're against politics, and we're going to vote for Trump to shake up politics. Hello, like, yeah, I don't know, like, and then we get the runoff from that in the UK, and they don't realise they're consuming American propaganda through the meat. Like, do you know what I mean? They don't realise where they're getting it from. And a lot of the people, like, when I first watched Joe Rogan talk to these men or women, mainly men, about some of these things and present as conspiracy, some people go, oh wow, it was on Joe Rogan, I heard it here, and I'm like, no, hang on, just because they're saying it doesn't mean it's true. Like, you need to question their narrative. It seems so strange that everyone thinks that the truth is out there on like a forum, on Facebook forums or something. Yeah. Anyway, I'm ranting. instead of playing Genshin Impact. But that's what happened last night, isn't it? Yeah, really interesting stuff. But the only way I'm ever going to fix it is if I get into the Masons and film it from the inside out. And then even if people do that, they're not going to believe it. So I don't know. I suppose the best way to fix it would be to find out what really happened to Nicola and put forward a credible, viable theory and then have it proven out with DNA or forensic evidence. That would probably be the best way forward. But last night they were talking about whether, and I was loving it, to be honest. I had to switch off my mic because I was like, I wanted to shout things, but they were like, Cliff Richard's a pedo, and apparently I'm not allowed to say that. I have to call him a funny name like Kitty Richard or something. Then they were going on about like Philip Schofield and stuff, and I if I'd have put my mic on, I'd have been like, you know, having a right laugh with them about who's wearing a wig and who's snorting cocaine and who's a pedo. They're all on the telly, they're all wearing wigs. I was going to say it's a real crying shame that Philip Schofield sat next to Holly Willoughby for like 20 years. What a crying shame that is. Like, Philip Schofield got to sit next to Holly Willoughby for 20 years and he wasn't even interested. Half the men in the UK would cut off their right arm to sit next to Holly Willoughby, and then Philip Schofield sat there and he prefers young boys. Apparently, allegedly. You know, I wanted to make loads of jokes, but I felt that they were getting quite serious, so I thought I'd just I thought I'd switch off my mic, not make any jokes about paedophilia because like they might get eggy about it. But you know what I'm like, so I hate that it gets legitimised just because Joe's a likeable character. Which one's Joe? Joe Biden, you mean? Like, American politics has gone like beyond. I think it's gone beyond, hasn't it? Like, it seems the one thing I find it strange that we've got one prime minister and like loads of MPs and stuff, but in America you boil it down to one person, don't you? One president, and it's such a big country, and then it gets boiled down to this one president, and then this one, like, it comes down to two, and then it's down to like one of two. Feels like a bit of a Hobson's choice sometimes, doesn't it? But yeah, don't even get me started. Oh, Joe Rogan, not Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah. Joe's problem is, like, he's a nice enough guy and he gives everyone a chance, and I'm a bit like that on the internet these days, a bit more than I was in the past. But I do worry, you know, maybe you should shut people down and say, no, hang on, this is bollocks. But Joe's problem is he hasn't got a filter for that. He doesn't know. He's just like naive sometimes, so they'll say stuff and he'll go, really, that sounds interesting, and then he's platformed it and everyone's talking about it. And like the real cheeky ones that get through the net are people like Jordan Peterson, who are real insidious bastards. Like Jordan Peterson, he went to university and studied the way African warlords manipulate young men to create war. Like, they get young, like in Africa, they get little boys and turn them into soldiers, child soldiers. And he studied how the psychology of child soldiers and how to manipulate a child into becoming a child soldier. That was what like his dissertation was on. And then he became a teacher doing psychology or whatever, and then he lost his job because he refused to use pronouns and he misgendered people and he was aggressive and rude about LGBTQ issues, so he lost his job, right? And then he needed to do something because he was broke and had no job, so he got in this clip of him being rude when on the internet he was being rude about, and all the students were arguing with him, and he was like, wow, look, I've got 1 million views on YouTube. I didn't get them, obviously, like my clip got them, but now I can leverage that. So then he started writing his books and manipulating young boys in the same ways as he had learned to manipulate them through his dissertation. Really horrible things. Obviously, he doesn't have to manipulate them to become an army or to go to war. He just has to anger them enough so that they'll buy his book. But yeah, he got totally legitimized as like an academic. And like people talk about him still today, like Jordan Peterson, like they think of him as a legitimate character, when in fact he's not. He only found his place in the media because he was booted out of academia. So yeah, I don't know. I'm doing my rambling now. This is what we do here. He's a guy you'd like to have coffee with, but I don't agree with the positions. Yeah, the problem is with Joe as well, you couldn't explain them to him. Like, it takes too much. There's too much backstory. I mean, he could find it out over a period of time, but it takes a period of time. Like, the reason I was able to, like, I'm so lucky in a way that I studied a strange collage of humanities. I guess it's the humanities that did it in some ways. Like, studying psychology and sociology, like, knowing about sociology is important, because if you don't know about that, how can you critique these things on that level? you know, learning about how the patriarchy worked, learning about what feminism was and is and how it works, and, you know, learning about the past and how things were controlled and changed. And, like, yeah, now when I see things in operation, I can say, oh, that's just like this, you know. But I think for Joe, he can't do that. Instead, what Joe learned about was, like, you know, going to the gym and punching. He thinks he's quite a bit of a comedian. I'm not a big fan of his comedy, but, you know, comedy. So those topics and those pastimes don't get you that background knowledge that that allow you to see the phantoms and the puppets from the real ones. So he has to navigate that world. And I guess in other ways he would say, yeah, but you want to platform both sides to an argument, but that's not the truth. You don't want to platform some manipulative abuse. Like, I see it as an abuse if you know that you can manipulate someone for your own end, so you go ahead and do that. Like, you don't want to platform those people, like the wolves in sheep's clothing. You don't want to do that. So I think you actually curate. It's hard because you're on the internet, you're talking to a lot of people. So, but you should think carefully and try and curate a good space with positive ideas. And sometimes if you have to bring people to we could have Armchair Detective on my show, not because I think he's a good person with positive ideas, but because we could ask him those difficult questions. But Joe can't ask these people the difficult questions because he doesn't know what they're talking about anyway. So it's a bit of a shame for him. And he's been found out in that way, and people have moved on to more intellectual podcasts for those that want that. And Joe has also still got his place, talking about fighting, talking about comedy, or, you know, interesting subjects that other people can be a bit more intriguing on, but he himself has not got that well, he's charismatic and he's charming, and he's probably he's either learned good techniques or he is actually a nice guy, but it's that background, you know, it's that background knowledge, that deeper knowledge, I guess. Yeah, and he might be different in real life, I don't know. So yeah, fuck Joe Rogan. Fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Rogan. I mean, no, Joe Rogan's cool. He's done a lot. He's made a lot of success out of a lot of different aspects, and he's created, like, you know, I remember watching Joe Rogan podcast and think, it's the same as the computer games. It's the same as the gaming streaming. I remember watching Joe Rogan podcast and thinking, this is interesting, but I can't see this ever being mainstream. Like, and, you know, lo and behold, it was. So, yeah, kudos for that.
Ilyas claimed that Siraj will be conducting some business with a Kasharawa researcher at the tavern. This is one of his few clear memories.
We're off down the sex dungeon.
It seems he stumbled upon this information while escaping.
Anyone that's tuned in and doesn't know what's going on, we're off down a sex dungeon. This chuffer's been holding people hostage in a sex dungeon.
Incidentally, Siraj isn't at the academia right now.
Siraj.
He applied for long-term off-site research. It's close to the time that Ilyas had given.
Okay.
So we've decided...
That's right. Arav, prepare to...
Oh, come on! We already...
Yep, we're coming. We all want to see the sex dungeon. Go to the tavern. Oh, we're going to go and rough them up at the tavern. That's what we're doing now. Teleporter's right outside the tavern. That's handy for when you're really drunk. A teleporter right outside a tavern. Although if you're really drunk, you might teleport yourself to the wrong place. Oh, look, we're all going. Look, check us all out. We're all going. I suppose you could do with the tavern. It's...
We're here, Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham. What's our next course of action?
Enter the tavern. Come on, you don't need explaining. This one's off the crew. He's off the crew now. I couldn't have that. You know, we're a squad team about to go into action. He's like, what should we do now? And I'm like, come on, we've just talked about that. You're off the crew. We need someone to go back and cook us porridge for when we get back in case we're hungry. Go and do that.
Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham.
Come on, go in the tavern and bust them.
Looks like you haven't read any memos lately.
Yeah, tell him, Al-Haytham.
The new Academia decree clearly states that even a sage doesn't have the authority to interfere with the Matra's actions during an ongoing investigation.
Now you're off the crew.
If your superior were here, he wouldn't be asking me what to do. Instead, he'd be telling me to stay out of the way.
Right?
You're right. Understood.
Please stay out of the way.
Please wait here as we lock down the perimeter and search for suspicious persons.
Get at it. Get at it.
Ilyas, please stay here.
Sure.
I don't know why we had to have an extra conversation here. We didn't have to have that story beat. He's off.
He's the same as ever. Casually ignoring people.
Answering a simplistic question only enables the questioner. Besides, I need him to understand my position clearly.
I like him a lot more now than I ever did. That's the way I treat things in life. This is your new boyfriend. You like his clothes? He's got that half jacket on, hasn't he? Maybe I'll just. I need my boyfriend. There you go, like that half jacket. Look, half jacket. That's what it's all about. The half jacket. I like his no-nonsense approach there. I used to do it at work, and I used to say to people before we got started, look, we've got a busy day today, I'm going to be doing lots of things, and I'm going to need people to do the things when I say them to do them. So I'm not going to be like, oh, could you please, please. I'm not going to be rude to you either, okay? I'm not going to call you names and like cuss or anything, but when I say, Annie, answer the phone, please. There's no conversation about it, just go and do it and get it done. I need this in this bowl. It's going to be a 4-5 and a 3-5 mixed together with a little bit of 6%. Please, go. Like I can say please and stuff, but there's not going to be any frivolity and like when it's the instructions. When it's like, okay, we've been having. Like, I'm chatting to the customer and we're having a chat. But when it's you and me and we're working, I just need to say the work words. And I need to just bang, bang, bang the work words and the hair goes correct. Otherwise, I haven't got time to be like, oh, please, do you think maybe we should wash the bleach off now? Or why don't we have a little look? Like, yes, yeah, I think this, let's do it. Like, you know, decision making, taking action, ball by the horns, and not piffling around with silly questions. Do you think maybe we should wash it? Get in the bowl and wash it then? I've got too many things to do to discuss 10 times about whether you think you should wash the. Of course. I'm not cutting it with the half jacket.
Arab has just as many doubts about my coming along as you do.
Do you know, when they cosplay these characters, that is one of the problems, is getting the capes to flow. They need some wiring in the cosplay, don't they?
But unlike you two,
got a
he's
strong
making this
arm.
matter more complicated than it is, with his considerations like the acting Grand Sage is trying to seize the Matra's powers.
Isn't he?
That question was obviously bait. The Matra were once under the influence of the sages, and the test was strictly unnecessary, though.
He's testing him.
Why is this so complicated?
That's how I always feel, Paimon, with all this shit.
This is why I was
wanna be
against
in the-
becoming the acting Grand Sage from the very first.
Forget it.
Excuse me, acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham.
Don't ask him any questions. He'll carry on talking. I want to be in the. I want to see what's going on in the tavern. I think we're trying to catch a pedo in the tavern, aren't we?
I've had a question on my mind, and I need to know the answer no matter what. Have we met before?
You know, Snippy's knows this. You know, I buy these hoodies off the internet, and they're like 3D printed with the picture on them, yeah? And I think they're fun, because, like, look, it's like a space astronaut hoodie. And when I was a kid, you couldn't have stuff like this. It didn't exist. Now you can go on there and you can type it in, and you can pretty much have anything you want on your hoodie printed. So I think they're fun, yeah? This one's like an astronaut. So I wear it for fun when we're playing on the internet, right? And sometimes I wear it at the shops. Anyway, the point is that those PSYOP people probably think, because I'm wearing a fun hoodie, that in some way it's like some sort of signal to prove that I'm a PSYOP. And I do worry about that stuff. I think, how am I, like, what would I do if they said that? Like, because it's got NASA. Oh, it proves he thinks the moon. He believes in the moon.
No. I have no recollection of ever meeting you.
Haha, I thought so too. I probably wouldn't have had anything to do with someone of your caliber.
What we should do with the people who think the Earth is flat, right, is we should put them all in a rocket and fire them off up into space, and then just let it go. Just let it carry on going. They'll be like, oh, it turns out the Earth is round here after all. Can we come down now? No.
Then why did you...
Well,
Come on.
Really? A misperception,
We're skipping
perhaps.
this.
Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham, we've apprehended a suspect.
We missed it. We missed all the action.
Siraj?
No, it's the Kasharawar researcher who has dealings with him.
Oh. It's a Kashwara researcher that has dealings with him. He's the suspect now.
acting Sage Al-Haytham.
He's scared.
Wait, can someone please explain what's going on? I admit that I did steal some mechanical components from the lab and sell them, but does something like that really warrant the personal interest of the acting Grand Sage?
Well, first of all, stealing stuff from the lab is pretty fucking bad, so you're out of the academia for one. And two, I want to know who you sold them to. Take me to the lab. Sex dungeon pieces, are they?
What have I got myself into?
Well, you've just told us now. I don't need to
I
hear
would
any
like
more
to
from you.
ask him a few questions.
Don't ask him
Do
questions.
you know
Yeah.
I don't want to ask
What
him
were the
questions.
He's doing
He's doing
he contacted me
experiments,
and
sex
we had originally
dungeon.
agreed.
Perhaps, Sirrah. The good news is, regardless of.
Let's just get down there.
Do you have any more questions?
No.
No.
Oh, we conducted a comp. However, I am.
I've read some papers.
I see.
No one's angry at me for skipping this. It's better than if you have to listen to it.
Follow me.
Last week you were on the longest bridge over water in the world. Wow, where's that? You could see the curve of the earth. That's awesome. Longest bridge over water in the world. China or America? You haven't gone to China, so it's America. It must be, mustn't it? It must be America. Well, I can't think where you'd want to put a big bridge. Although you've got bridges... Lake... If you think I'm going to pronounce that, you're off your head. Lake Pontchartrain. Lake Pontchartrain. Pontchartrain. The Chinese, yeah, fuck the Chinese bridge. America. Team America. Let's have a look. Lake Pontchartrain. Pontchartrain. Now you don't know with these things because when you look at like Yosemite looks like Yosemite. I can't even spell. There you are, Lake Pontchartrain, Louisiana. Down in New Orleans. Johnny be good. Go. You probably want to go around. Go. If anything, you should go around. Go. Lake Pontchartrain. Why have they made it across the lake? America. And I can understand why, because you want to go from A to B, yeah? You want to go from one to the other, don't you? From that side to that side. But I wonder how far it is. I need Google Maps, really, don't I? Lake Pont... No, just type it in here. Lake Pont... It's straight up there, comes straight up. I've got no real concept of like scale and size, but like I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, how long does it take to drive up here and around? Versus like I wonder how much time you save. Like if it's half an hour to 40 minutes, I can't believe they did it. It needs to be over an hour of saved time at least. Otherwise, I can't believe they did it. Now over here, you've got another one that's a bit more makes more sense over a smaller, shorter bit. Smaller bit. Where's the sea? The sea's only there. The sea, that's basically the sea. The sea's only there. Is that salt water in Lake Pontchartrain? I bet it is. There are massive bridges over swamps. I can see there's a lot of water around and all that, yeah? I think that got worse when they had the didn't they have like whirlwinds and stuff like hurricanes? But the fact that you were so desperate to go up there in a hurry. It's only over there. You can go round. I can't... It blows my mind. I mean, I don't know how far it goes, really. Like, I don't really... You know, I'm looking at maps, so I don't really have much of a... Like, I don't know how long it would take to drive around. But... I'm shocked. I don't even know where we are now. Where are we now? Let's go over here. There's the bridge. There we go. I'm shocked. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Got this sort of like desert music while we go across the bridge. Am I driving on the wrong side of the road because I'm British? Or is this the right side? Yeah, I'm on the right side anyway. I should be on that side. If I was in Britain, we drive on this side of the road, thank you. So, I've already messed that up. You just out on the... Fucking hell. There's a story about... Like, you know, you have these causeways go over... these causeways go over motorways and stuff like that. There's a story about how once in Coventry, the bus stopped and the football fan got out of the bus to have a wee. And he jumped over there because he thought it was just like into a field. And it wasn't a field. He just jumped off and died. Like, apparently, because it was dark. This looks dangerous. Doesn't it look dangerous? And what happens when you break down? You just... I mean, they must have it all the time. It's only 2 lanes. Isn't it? You'd have thought they'd have gone for more lanes. Because if you break down in the middle of that, that's it. Going to be stuck there now. Everyone's going to... All the cars are going to get stuck. It's 24 miles long. 24 miles? So you're on there for a bit, aren't you? You're on there, like, if you're going at 40 miles an hour on this... I assume you're not going fast. I don't do kilometres. Sorry. Miles. Imperial. We do miles in Great Britain. I can't understand the other way, the kilometres. But so, if I'm going to travel, like, let's say a mile up the road to my next village, 20 miles. I suppose Birmingham's about 40 miles. I can imagine this being about a 20... Like, if I'm doing 60 miles an hour... It's 20 minutes. You're 45. It's going to take you like 40 minutes. 40 miles an hour, and then it's half the amount. So it's 30 minutes, 30 or 40 minutes. You're going to be on here for half an hour at least. 2 parallel structures. They're 2 different bridges. So if one goes down, the other one's still going. They're very... I'll tell you what, as an engineer, I'm interested... I'm not an engineer. My heritage is engineering. Engineered. They're going to have me now for the PSYOPs. He said his heritage was engineered. I'll show you sometime about my engineers in my heritage. But it's a very simple system. It's almost like blocked in. 1, 2, 3, 1, bomb, bomb, and that goes on. So it's like a very concrete Lego like system. Meaning that they're all going to have all these sealed joins, aren't they? I bet when you're driving across it, it goes da-dun, 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 all the time. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. And do you fish off it? Do they do any fishing? There's nowhere to have a little stop and a picnic. There's nowhere to like get out and have a cake and have a look. I bet they go slow sometimes just to like... I mean, you're right, like, it looks like you're driving on the sea. I wonder how deep the lake is. Like, if you fall off, can you stand up, or is it like really deep? Dun 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 as you go across these. I want to go on the other side of the bridge now, and I'm stuck on this side. Can I go on the other side of the bridge? Thanks. Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck happened now? I'm in this chuffer's boat. Sorry, mate. I got on your boat by mistake. I boarded you. Look at all the sea in your boat. All the sea's going in your boat. That's fucked. Should we take the boat out? Yeah, let's go and take the boat out. That would be nice. Do you want to go out and have a bit of a day on the boat? That would be nice. Let's drive it by the motorway. What do you mean? You can't drive a boat by the motorway. You have to drive it in the sea. Yeah, but they put a motorway out in the sea. A freeway out in the sea. So let's go and drive the boat by the cars. Are you sure? Couldn't we go and have a look at the... Maybe go in the sea and have a look at the seagulls? No, let's drive the boat by the cars. Go and breathe in some of those fumes. That'd be nice. Extra nice. Twice as nice. What are we doing in the boat? Sorry, mate. Who's he out here with? I think that's... This must be Dad's day out with the sons, yeah? Bit of fishing. Come out for a day out on the boat. Bit of fishing. I think that's a fishing rod. It could just be a stick. I mean, I'm not an expert on this shit. In fact, I don't see any fishing gear. They just got bags. Is this drug smuggling? Is this how they... You just want... Are those bags full of coke, like big blocks of cocaine? I don't know. I've just got on this boat now. I'm stuck. Look, Google Maps has got me stuck on the boat. More on the boat. You can stay on the boat. Look, I can stay on the boat. See, look, we're on the boat again. Different frame now, though. He's on his phone. I can take you out on the boat and you go on your phone. Go out for a day out with your dad on the boat and you end up messing about on your phone. Kids these days, you can't take them anywhere. Took him out on the boat, he's bored of the boat, having to go on his phone. You might be contacting someone. We're about to arrive on the other side. I'll throw the bag off the front if the police are there. Let the little boy run off with it. He's taking a photograph of his own photographic equipment that's photographing him, so more fool him. That was a waste of time. And obviously, you know, controlling the boat here. Can I drive it, Dad? No. No. Racing the cars on the motorway, on the freeway. What's the point in having a boat if you're going to go and drive it up by the cars? Hey? Seems like a waste. They're doing it all the way up, like, all the way up here. Here they are again. Oh, he's letting him. Who's driving now? He's letting him drive. And they've got evidence of it, photographic. Taking you down, mate. Taking you down to Chinatown. Not legal. Photographic evidence, not legal. Taking you down to Chinatown, mate. I don't think he's got his boat license, has he? Not legal. I mean, the faces are greyed out, so you can't tell. But honestly, that's totally irresponsible. Could have got us all killed. This is further on. This one hasn't gone well. I mean, this side, that looks like a picture of them on the boat, but this side, that's not gone well. I don't know what's wrong with the camera, right? It doesn't like the front of the boat, but bit of a big head in that. It is big, isn't it, this bridge? I'm on the boat too much. I should go back to the bridge. I'm on the bridge. So did you go to see this? I've got a question, right? Look at the YouTube video, the building of the Swamp Expressway from the 50s. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. I've got a question. Did you go to here to drive across this as a tourist thing? I think the answer's no. I think you just had to cross it just as part of where you were going, yeah? But my real question is, like, do people say, oh, what are you doing today? Do you want to go and drive across the biggest bridge in the world? Do you know what? I've got a sandwich. Let's stop at the shop and get a couple of cans of pop. And let's drive across. Here we are, look. Let's pull over here at the weather vane. Pull over at the weather vane and get out and have your sandwiches. There's nowhere for you to have your sandwiches. I'm surprised there's no lay-by or anything. Like, you'd think they would assume that at some point someone might break down and you might need a little side bit to sit on and, you know, maybe a little covered, like a little bus shelter somewhere, just in case. But no, fuck that. Straight across, no messing. North. Like, you're going, what are you going to be doing? You don't need a sign. You don't need a sign. You went out of your way to go across it. That's how I like it. That's more like it. That's much better. I assumed it was just like functional people. I thought that people just thought, like, nah, you know, it's just a big road. What do we care? But no, yes, it's a tourist destination. We build it and they will come. This sign is baffling me. Like, if you're on this road by this point, what are you doing? North mile 2. So you're on the road. You ain't getting out and change. There's no turn left, is it? These signs are extraneous. They're useless. Extra. Too much information, those signs. North. You know it's north because you're on it, and that's it. There's another sign. Those signs have got to start getting annoying. There's going to be another one. Here's another one coming up. Waste of tin. Total waste of tin, as far as I'm concerned. And there's another weather station. How much weather do you need to... That's the core box. See, I knew you... That's what I'm saying. You need shit like this. The core box. Right, if you break down. You're really not catered for here, though, are you? I understand they don't want you going in the water and messing about, but you'd think they'd put at least a little platform for you to stand off the road. You've got this 2 foot here. Actually, it's not even 2 foot, is it? It's just like a half a foot. It's a foot there. You can stand there. Be safe. Careful you don't get hit by cars. While you get out and call on the core box. There's nothing... No safety concerned. Emergency vehicles had to come out and rescue people who freaked out because they were so scared. You had to go and backtrack to go across it. What, people drove out and they stopped the car and then they had to come and get rescued? Oh my god. It's a weird feeling it's going nowhere. It reminds me of in Terminator where they went out on the, you know, on the road. There is no fate but what we make, and like she's just on that road at the end. It reminds me of Terminator. Well, it must be nice to be going across it and open your windows and like, you know, whee. You kind of feel like you want to stop and interact with the water. Like for me, what did that say? It said cross over half a mile. There's no way they cross over. For me, I think it's an opportunity missed not to have some sort of platform, small car parking space. Not for maybe they don't want, because maybe people are always busy parking their cars there and having a look. But in these core box moments, I just think some safety concern for these things. You're going to be using that phone then? Yeah. Just park the car in front of me and hope no one smashes into it. There's no crossing over, look. It said crossover in... What's this coming up? What's this? No. Look at this. My guess is the integrity would be at stake if you did too much of this in the middle all the way along. I think if you fill in the middle all the way along, it becomes unstable, my guess. But you could have a few more of these. You could even, I'll tell you what would be good, wouldn't it? I'll tell you what would be popular. Why haven't they thought this through? Do a bit of a big bit in the middle and have a little cafe. The little diner. Little roadside diner. Stop, get your pancakes. Emergency vehicles. Fucking emergency vehicles. Have a little diner. Have pancakes. And then everyone could sit out on the... And the little diner could, like, you know... On the side. It could be on the side. And you could literally sit out here and have your pancakes. Look! What am I talking... Look! What's this? What's this now? This is what I'm talking about. They've missed their chance. They've used it for... What's that? It's just a little shed. You could have had a diner on stilts. People could have driven out, parked up, visited the diner. Oh, it would have been... They just got a shed. Fucking shed. And a bit of... You could put basketball in the basketball court here. It's big enough. And they're using it just for driving the cars across sometimes for emergencies. It's not good enough, America. Too functional. 7 out of 10. It's still going though, isn't it? Like, bear in mind we've had to go on the boat, but we're still going. Was that halfway? Fucking goes forever. I don't know how fast we go when we click through like this. I don't know if we're working at a faster or slower rate than cars, but still going. I know what, I'll tell you what, if you change your mind, in England, we have motorways, you know, freeways. Yeah, toilets. No, what about the toilet? Like, they're going to have toilets as well. That'd be easy anyway. You can just wee in the sea. In England, we have highways, right? And they're not highways, they're called motorways, but it's a feature that every certain amount of distance there will be a thing, whether it's a turn off so that you can go to where you're going, or turn around, or an off junction, or what we call services, what you might think of more like a diners, like, you know, petrol station, gas station. They happen regularly along the freeway, the motorway. There's never a point where you have to drive for more than 10 or 15 minutes where you can't pull over and turn around and think about it and whatever. In this, you're on this, and you're on it now. You've made your choice. Oh, I've left something at home. Well, that's it. We're driving this way for half an hour now. Oh, I just forgot my... No, not turning around now. Although there was that turning around bit, so there is that. You want to visit England, just drive around in the circle things, the roundabouts. What was that video you were saying about? The swamp tunnel, swamp expressway. Thanks, Intuit QuickBooks. Swamp Expressway. Louisiana. Louisiana. What's this over here?
Remote, forbidding, treacherous. A distributary of the Mississippi. The Atchafalaya River floodway.
Chapalaya.
A swath of wilderness that cuts down through the center of Louisiana.
Alright, with your media.
Tug the length of a city block. For 4 long days, around the clock, the tours will travel the water route to the site. Toward the job site. Deep, treacherous, the Atchafalaya winds through the
Chapalaya.
approaching 158 feet in length.
I haven't got to fathom what I can't fathom what they're doing.
70-foot length. Leaving only close the opening are moved in on a carrier against the deck floor. Poured in the 12-foot
there we go.
opening and finished.
Are they nuts? Everything these days, isn't it? It's all built out of concrete now. Great big things built out of concrete. Are they nuts, though? Are they nuts? I'm supposed to be doing this. It was all underdeveloped swamp and they had to clear it to get barges. Why would you? Why? Leave your swamp, go and build. There's a lot of America. There's a lot of space in America. You don't need to leave the swamp. Forget it.
It makes me laugh every time.
My people are used to the desert life, but still, I hope that one day they'll be able to find an oasis of their own and leave the sandstorms behind for a better life.
Oh, I'm gonna talk to Nubjad now.
Siraj didn't show up at Alhaitham. Are you serious about...
I thought you would.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, so you're not
I'm
here.
skipping
You
this.
couldn't be. For the time being, he submitted a thief from
wanna
violating
go and see his
matters
sex
regarding
dungeon.
human evolution to attempting the forbidden and fearing none. The 6 cardinal sins are the origin of all evil in this world. My
Got it.
opinion was that Siraj's research was both
He's researching
overly...
evil.
So that...
He's most likely trying to circumvent the rules and conduct...
Yeah.
That sounds super Ilias.
We know.
Can you try to remember things again?
I'm sorry.
We
It
need
is
to go to his
possible
dungeon.
for a person to... However, now...
Well, actually, I feel like I've forgotten more than just the memories of the time I was kidnapped and experimented on.
Good one.
The kind of person... But
Do tell.
the
I don't
first
wanna know.
is to get my paycheck from the academia and give it... I'm not sure...
And the second thing?
I...
Not unexpected. However,
Losing your mem...
Oh, thank you. I have so few but amidst all that, nevertheless, I have you all to thank for bringing... Now, I do...
I see.
Do you know, Stips was saying in there in chat that contractors get that tax money and they build lots of... It does my head in the way that I watch... I'm not going to go on and on about it now because too many examples to list, I guess, and it will make me cross, but the way that we put together good sums of money for doing good and then idiots spend it. And some people make some real choices, don't they? Like, some real choices. I mean, I'm really glad we've still got that Millennium Dome that Tony Blair and his mates built.
So many local specialties in Sumeru.
Yeah, I was going to say I've never been to America. I've been to Chicago and I've been to. I only briefly went to Chicago to the airport and outside the airport and had a look and then went back in the airport. But and then I've also went to Ohio as well. That was quite cool. I would like to go and have a bit more of a look. It's weird actually. When I was younger, I was a bit more fearless about wanting to go around the world and look at it all. But now, I suppose life has changed since I was younger. Terrorism and all this sort of stuff. There was an area of India I wanted to go to, but our government advises against it. So, like, maybe I won't, like, ever. I don't know. It's one of those things, I suppose. But I'm actually really lucky that I live in, like, even compared to America, and it's not dissing America, but the UK, we have comparatively less crime. Like, we don't have as much shooting and gun crime. I'm not sure on the stats, but, we don't have as much shooting going on. I wouldn't want to have to walk around worried about if I was going to get shot, or have to do any shooting, so we're kind of lucky.
We mercs have
really
one
lucky.
simple rule. Whoever pays the most is your new boss.
I should visit, yeah. I should visit. Where did you go, Belle? Did you go all over? That's another problem, coming from the UK. Like, if you're American and you come to England... If you're American and you come to England, yeah? Like, this is England here. And you go, oh, I'll go and see Scotland. And then I can drive all the way down to London and it'll just take me a day. And that seems okay. And then, like, if you're English and you go to America, then this is the whole of it. And you go to... I'll just go to Alaska and then I'll drive all the way down to Texas and it'll take me the rest of my living life. And then I'm not doing that. Like, it seems ludicrous. So, like, America's a lot bigger. So it's strange. You say, like, America, England, France, they're all one country. But America is like 50 countries compared to England in a way, isn't it? Yeah, in a way, I do still want to do some of these travel things. I'm 50-50 on some of them now. Like, the older I get and the more, like, set in my ways I am, the less I want to go outside my comfort zone, I guess. There is a way to do it, I suppose, and still be relatively safe. But then you're not getting that same authenticity. I'll just quickly, while we're chatting, I'll quickly do it, and then. But we have done a lot of diversions, a lot of tangents today. So, the Assam Valley Light Horse. You see this? This is on the internet. Well, a volunteer corps and auxiliary regiment based in Assam, consisting mainly of tea planters from the area. And the reason that I bring that up is because this is Colonel Charles Thorpe Jessup was a tea planter in that area. He was also, like, in the Civiscar Rifles. Like, he wasn't just, like, a tea planter who turned his hand to a bit of shooting. That's my direct descendant. No, wait. I'm the direct descendant of. I'm a direct descendant of this chuffer. Like, that's my great-great-great-great-grandfather, I think. Great-great-great-great-great. Whatever there's some numbers of great and him, and that's my direct. So he was born in 1858 in Maharashtra. Like, he lived all his life in India, and then I think he came. Was it Charles Thorpe who came to England? No, hang on. He grew up in Devon, and he wanted to enter the Indian Army because of his own experiences in India. So he grew up in India, then he went to England. Then he went back to India to become a tea planter in Assam, where he made his life. He identified himself with the army through the volunteer movement, commissioned in December 1886 and posted to the Civiscar Mounted Rifles. He served in a volunteer expedition in the Naga Hills. So, like, he's been there planting tea, riding around on his horse, fighting the wars for the Great Raj and the King George, and all that business. Yeah. So, like, realistically, what should I do is I should be going to the Assam Valley, shouldn't I? Now, this is where I say I'm not completely, like, I have a slightly different, like, heritage history. Like, it's not everyone in my history, but this one line it gives me this mix. It gives me this eighth exotic, whatever you want to call it. So this is the Assam Valley, and it's much like some of these places in Genshin Impact. I would love to go there. I'd need to get weed when I'm there. I'm assuming they grow it. But it's tea plantations, so let's have a look at it on the maps. We can fly over it and, we can do an episode on it when we fly over it. I've got that flight simulator, haven't I? So this is Assam Valley. Like, it is a populated area, but you see how India is the big India here? See how India is the big main bit in the middle? Yeah. And Assam Valley is up here, along this. It's quite big. It's quite big. Like, the bit we'd want to go to is up here, Civiscar. So this is where I want to go, because that's the regiment that he was in, so that would be the local town. So there can't be that many tea plantations, 1, 2, 3, they're big places, the tea plantations. And if we took a tour of all of them, then I guarantee that I've stepped in his shoes, yeah? So I'd like to go here. But the problem is that, I mean, it's possible, it's achievable, but you see how it's north of India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Burma, then it's China. Like, this is actually areas where you're up in the hills. It's not as, like, you're out in the sticks, yeah? And there are people riding around with guns, and, you know, there's gorillas, and not gorillas like, you know, orangutans, but gorilla fighters and stuff like that. And if you ask UK travel advice, Assam Valley, advises against all but essential travel to certain states. And, like, you know, I'm not going to find the exact, where is it at? It'll be on here somewhere. But basically, it's a dangerous, possible, you know, get yourself in trouble area. You can get a permit to go there from the Indian government. There are violent clashes, you know, stuff like that. So it changes that advice, you know, it's up and down. And you can, look, there's a rough guide here, Assam. You know, you can go. You'll probably have a great time. I pressed accept, I should have pressed reject. You'd probably have a great time, probably. I don't know. Warnings. Sporadic violence does plague Assam. In 2014, a curfew was imposed after violent clashes between a Bodo faction, and the region's prone to strikes known as lockouts when shops, restaurants and public transport shut down. So that's not good, is it? Like, that's not the sort of holiday you want. But that's the place. Like, if I get to go around the world or choose my place, like, yeah, I want to see all the rest of the world and all that, but that's the one place that, like, got that family connection. Want to sort of, I would love to be able to just sort of walk around and say this is the same place that they, like, there will be local beauty spots, and my great ancestor would have been there, you know, had a hand in forming this area of the world, had a hand in being a bit of a big cheese, to be honest, because, like, when you're the British Raj and you're the, you know, tea planter, you're a bit of a big cheese, aren't you, in a way? And then maybe me going back there and being like, oh, I'm British, and the British used to own this place, and they'd be like, oh, you don't now, you chuffer. And I, you know, maybe they get cross. Does England have truck nuts? People who really like trucks, not as much as America, but sort of, yes, maybe. But smaller trucks, lorries, we call them lorries, I guess. But yeah, that's a little bit of, like, you know, random talking about travel where I'd like to go, but probably won't get to be able to. And that's the reason I won't be able to get to go. So that came up in conversation. Now I've said it. Mel's been all over America as well. Vegas, San Diego, San Francisco, and a couple of cruises. It's got, like for me, America feels like more than one holiday in one, if that makes sense. It feels like you could do, like you said, like those different places sound so different. Slept in a car in Death Valley. Like, they all sound so different, and some of them have got that majesty about them, haven't they? Snippy says it's dangerous. You see, in England, you can. There's nowhere where, apart from maybe, like, you know, some estates, there's nowhere where it's that dangerous to sleep in your car. But in America, you could probably get yourself in trouble. Yeah. I keep forgetting to play Genshin Impact today. We don't have to get the story mode finished, but, like, depending on how far we go through it, it might be nice to actually get it finished. Where does it want me now? The music's really piping up as well, isn't it?
Hello, we meet again.
We certainly do. The thing I think about England, like, you know, it's charming and it's nice. I mean, it's got rough sides too and everything, but, like, I think we're so lucky and we take it for granted that, like, some of the I don't know, like, no earthquakes. We don't have jungle animals. Like, there's a lot of, you know, it's quite a calm pace compared to the rest of the world in other places sometimes.
Have you managed to find Sino? If so, how's he doing?
Here's a letter from Sino.
I read the letter and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious.
It's alright. We wanted to help Sino too.
I think for Americans when they come to England, the one thing I hear a lot of in Stratford, but Stratford is a bit of a tourist town for this reason, is they're surprised about how old things are. And in America, a lot of your cities are they're put out as grids from day one, and a lot of our towns and cities are built up in higgledy-piggledy. Every big town or city in the UK has got like a small quarter, like a shambles or a cobbled little. There's a lot of old character and old buildings that still exist, and I think Americans are always surprised by. They feel like they're in Harry Potter world or something.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the restricted repository are far from ordinary. Even I don't usually have authorization to
Forbidden research.
Right. However, but some information. Follow me.
We're going to go and have a look at the forbidden research, because we're in Mondstadt or in Sumeru where we are now. We are a bit of a big cheese ourselves, so they let us do all this sort of stuff. Look, forbidden research now down here by the toilets. This is a weird quest.
Okay.
Hello, Ian Wood.
I understand. Since Sino is vouching for it, I'd suggest
we're just doing some more skipping through of a story quest. The general principle of this one is someone's been doing some bad research. They've got like their own sex dungeon, and we're trying to catch them.
So
but
this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
We've let the bad chuffer who's running the dungeon get away at the moment, and instead we're just looking through the information and the books, which is drab, so I'm skipping through it.
There are many who do, even though he's no... The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Cha! I don't know how you got, like, trash. Maybe you got moderated for using the word trash there. I don't know how that happened. Search for clues in the repository. What do you mean clues? I don't want to search for clues in the book. Look, there's a clue. So, there's a clue. Isn't it? I mean, this is it. I mean, here. What more do you want from me? There's another clue. Oh, I'm not reading that. There's a picture of us looking like... Look, Paimon's having a think.
Whoa. There's a lot to read here.
Yeah, I'm not reading that.
Huh. It reminds Paimon of Sino's former partner.
I don't want to care. I don't care. I want to go to the sex dungeon and smash everything up.
That would be Taj Rodkani. But you're not far off.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
This is the whole plot, is they're doing bad research. That's all you need to know.
Why do you sound so surprised?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so
bad
it was
research.
Never publicly known.
Hello, Prince
All I
HD.
knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Sino didn't know about it.
See, when people drop by like you have Prince HD, I don't know if you mean my Genshin Impact videos or my Super Chuffer videos, because I've got multiple channels, but on Super Chuffer things have been popping off. I say popping off recently, but I also, so your channel. This is Super Chuffer, my main channel, and things have been popping off there on the lives. And I should be dropping more videos. We're doing another live tomorrow where we're doing serial killer tier list. That's going to be good. It's going to be a busy and interesting live, that one, I'm sure. And then also on these channels, I have actually, Ganji Impact has now hit 100 subscribers. That's great. And I'm regularly/irregularly, we're about a week behind. We always are about a week behind, but we're going to catch up eventually. We upload our Genshin Impact streams to Ganji Impact on YouTube as well. So, oh, it's the main Super Chuffer channel, yeah. Yeah, no one ever finds me through Ganji Impact, don't worry. Yeah, it's a lot of interesting fun over there. I'm like a body language true crimer apparently, but I haven't always been doing body language. I have always been doing body language in different ways, but not always been doing true crime. But yeah, there's quite a lot on there, isn't there? Now it's going quite well. Kind of grateful that it's taking off and going well. So long may it continue. Yeah, thanks for joining us here on this Twitch is where we play games. So this won't make a lot of sense if you don't know what's going on, but it doesn't have to because it's just a game and we have a chat. So that's all right.
No. Unfortunately, there
I don't.
You've heard about Taj, right?
The story is boring to
And
me.
I would say he's probably used to be signed.
Ah, right. I heard Sino mention
We're
that
learning all about the
before.
backstory of this guy
I
Sino.
wonder if it had...
Taj was already very well known. So when Mortada came to study at and he had an Taj arrested shortly after. Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to...
I had no idea.
Books.
Awful.
Oh, it's awful. A lot of
feels
books.
terrible now.
Forget it.
Wait.
Shut up, Paimon.
Don't tell me you're possible. Taj would never do that.
No, he knew
this is
Taj would
Taj.
never
But if
do
you
that.
claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the
Taj.
Academy because he was the only one who could... There are so many... However,
So many
But
files,
even
so
so,
boring.
according to the... Though I don't... Do you have any questions?
Paimon's kind
kinda
of confused.
What
Traveller,
should we do
what should we do from here? Let's go and ask somewhere else. Oh, God.
Now that I think about it, Sino suspected that the canned knowledge was coming from within the academia, right?
I don't want to ask anyone else.
There's no way so many boxes could... Don't worry, Taj.
Alrighty then. Let's go ask around.
We're going to have to now... Yeah, I've got... The other channels are brilliant. No, I don't know if they're that good. There's a lot of different stuff out there, though, which is kind of cool. That we've been making over the years. Right. We're now leaving here. This has been a waste of our time. I think that was a waste of time because we're not getting anywhere really. We're listening to people talk, but this is a story quest, so there is a lot of it. I did say, you know, be prepared for a lot of talking, but now we're going to go and talk to somebody else. They're going to say some more stuff. Eventually, can I get out of here? How do you get out? Eventually, somebody sometimes says, "Would you like to have a Barney?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's get a Barney on." But most of the time, it's just talking. Here we go. Look, Badder. Have a chat to Badder.
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of...
The game's not always talking.
Yeah,
it's just story
but
quests.
the academia consumes so many...
Right, but...
That I'm not...
He's not sure. Like, no one's going to give us any real information until the very end, where they'll be like, "Oh, now go and have a fight with so-and-so." I hope.
Excuse me.
Excuse
Have
me.
you seen any large ship...
No.
No.
Not that I'm...
See? Wasting everyone's time with that. Payam.
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of
You
goods
thought I meant you
leaving the
talking. No,
academia
you're
recently?
alright. You can talk. Huh? It's just these chuffers
Just
in the
checking
game.
to...
Well, I can't say it's unusual. There's a Kashar when I asked, but he's been making...
And you did...
Well, the boxes were stamped with the Matra seal. Why should I bother?
Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods
Taj,
personally.
we've heard that name
ordered me
earlier.
to leave the research...
So they're all in on it.
There must
Yeah,
be some
look-
sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever...
Look, Taj has done
No,
it.
I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him.
Oh, it's like detectives, isn't it? Except I don't care, so why don't we just get Taj and put him in prison and that's the end of this quest? I really don't care.
Wait.
I'm not emotionally
another
invested into
Matra who
Taj's
works
story.
with
I
Taj.
just
I can
write
ask
off
him to let us
Taj.
speak with Taj.
We could speak with Taj. Now it's Taj this and Taj that. Isn't it, Nabil? Now it's all Taj this and Taj that. Hey? Oh, you've only hung around with Taj for a couple of days now, haven't you? And you've been Taj this and Taj that, isn't it? Oh, Taj's flavour of the month, Nabil. I see.
As
It's
I've
all
already
Taj,
told
Taj,
you,
Taj.
I don't have any way to contact Taj.
You got no way to contact him, so
A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj
Taj.
yesterday, before I realized, but...
Taj.
Group of Eremites? Could Taj
Taj.
really...
No way. Taj
Taj.
is just like Sino. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There's no way that he would...
Mel says she's watched my music videos, some of the vegan videos, the mental health videos, and the ASMR videos. Yeah, what it is I've been making lots of different kinds of videos. So, like, I was thinking about this the other day, right?
Looks like there's no other choice.
We're about to take another tangent because I'm bored of Taj.
Hey, here just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this.
If we can just skip through this, thank you. Another quick tangent because I'm bored of Taj, frankly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly change my settings. Audio. Thank you. Just set my audio to thank you. I've got 2 Paimon on the screen there now. So I've broken something. That's not right. That shouldn't happen. Paimon's on the screen twice. And then I am going to quickly go to the old SoundCloud. The old SoundCloud. I mean, this is the old SoundCloud now. But I've been making stuff since I've been a kid. So I started making it and it was on tapes. And then we started doing it in like a CD version. You know, I was in a band. And then like, you know, I got a computer and started making music on the computer. And what I really should have is I should have a YouTube channel with the music now. I really need to get on this, where all of my music pieces, whatever state they're in, whether they've got a music video with them or not, because some of them haven't got a music video, and I'm like, oh, I'll upload that when I've got a video for it, or I should just get them all out onto a big channel, because it's interesting that when people are finding me now through the Super Chuffer stuff, there's a back catalogue of other stuff to look at, like you said, and some people might not like ASMR, some people might, so it's there for them. Some people might not be interested in vegan videos, but some people might, so they're there for them. And the same with the mental health. But with the music, there's so much of this, like you don't even know I've got this SoundCloud. Like I've got 2 SoundClouds, I can't remember where the other one is. Like there's so much of it. I've got CDs that I don't know how to get into the computer anymore, but as much as can exist, should exist online in perpetuity, shouldn't it really? I wanted to just pick one thing and just play it so that, you know, while I'm talking about it, but not to go on about it too much and not to make it a huge big thing, but just to put some of this music on in the background while I'm talking about it. So I was going to choose one, but I don't know which one to choose really. Not the more modern stuff. I was talking about the more old stuff, so I'll go for the oldest. Just go down to the oldest. They're the wrong sort of vibe though. Or maybe this one.
Make
breakbeat.
love happen. Chemical reaction, reaction.
Make love.
It's a bit aggressive, isn't it?
Chemical.
Let's put something less aggressive on.
The desert's a tough adversary, but at least
Going to
it doesn't
Taj's house
hide
now.
anything. What you see is what you get, and whether you take on the challenge is entirely up to you.
This is old stuff that I made, yeah, old. I'm trying to find the volume, but yeah, it's old stuff. So like, it's not supposed to be my best stuff, but it just exists. Like, actually, now's not really the time for me to play my old tunes, is it? I'm just going to put this one on in the background while we just play a bit. How background is that? This is where Taj is living.
So, this is Taj's place.
Well, what should we do then? Do we break in?
No. Wait, the door's unlocked. Did Taj leave in a hurry? Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission. You're right. Even if we apply for a warrant now... What's this?
I'm pausing the music because it's distracting me. I'm going back to Genshin Impact World. No music, but this is confusing me as well. We've broken into Taj's house now.
It's a paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Nabi...
Yes, this is definitely Taj's handwriting. These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. The whole operation involves more than 300 people.
It's the Mafia.
I have a feeling that Sino might be unaware of what he's up against.
Okay.
There's no way anyone could face
We
such
finally
a
found
large
out some
organization
information.
on their own. You're right. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation.
That's where that is then. Court of Desolation. I mean, I recognise it on the map. I can tell where it is already. So we're off there in a minute then, are we? I'm looking forward to that. Let me just get a mental picture in my mind. It's south of the buildings. There is this little road on the left, and then bang on what I would describe as the nose of this sort of feature here. Bang there. And I want to be looking at it. I don't know where this picture's taken from, north, south, east, west, but I believe this picture's taken from the south, and I walk into it underneath it from here. So, yeah, got that.
If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible...
Okay, don't confuse me. I'm trying to remember the map.
I also don't know him very well.
All right, we'll give these to Sign...
Thanks very much. And I just noticed that there in extra Mora. Well, I've got an ancient map, and now I need to meet up with Sino. I don't want to meet up with... What's all this on my map? Oh, they're just little houses. I don't want to meet up with Sino. What I want to do is go to... So there's the buildings, and I believe they were these buildings, and then this is the nose of the thing. No map pins left. This is where the thing is. I need to mark it on the map. Got no map pins left. I need a map pin. That map pin. I don't even know what that map pin is. I might want it. Need to find a map pin that's not something that I want. That one can go. Because I don't know what it is. And then we'll put one there. Map pin. That's where the thing was on the map, just in case we need to know that. Let's go and have a talk to Sino. Or maybe I should just go there first, but I believe that we're about to go there as part of the story, but I'm tempted just to go there without Sino. Like, all this talking, it always takes ages. Maybe I should just go there and just do whatever's required of me there. And then come back and tell him about it afterwards. This is what story mode is about. Audio, volume, music volume, please.
Well, Sino, what do you make of it?
Taj. It's been a while since I last saw him. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time, he would never do anything against his beliefs.
So do you think he's the one behind all this?
I'm still not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with
Now we're just
Mortada was
talking.
for him. Nor can I deny the possibility that people can change.
That's the whole thing we got from everyone else, Sino, is that nobody knows. They think he might and they don't know.
Whether
but...
it's out of love for his son or for other reasons, we have to see for ourselves to judge him.
Yeah.
Or rather, the person he's become.
The evidence is stacked against him now.
That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this
Well,
case.
let's get on and take down the
made no report of
baddies.
it. There's no doubting that.
This is all about how they feel about taking down the baddies, because the baddie's not a baddie. He's a nice guy who just did these things for his son, and like, you know, everyone loves him and thinks he's a good guy, but he's done a bad chuffing thing, and he's been involved in the black market trade of these illicit goods. And like, I get it. There's all this, like, you know, clever storytelling and emotion involved, but for me as a game player, I'm just like, if the baddies,
I need to see him.
And you introduced me about with this dungeon.
I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself.
Because you introduced this whole story about this guy. Introduced this whole... Introduced this whole story with... there's this dungeon and this guy's kidnapped me and I've been down in this dungeon. And I was like, let's go and get the guy. And they're like, no.
Time is ticking. Let's go.
Let's go. Alright, find the Court of Desolation. Ah, I'm on. Oh. Oh. I wonder where it is. Taking a bit of the fun out of that, haven't you? Take my map pin back now. Think we know where it is now, don't we? What do you reckon? Think we spotted that. It's up there. Maybe it's over there. It's like beam of light in the sky. I mean, sometimes you don't want to get lost in a game, I get it, but this a little bit hand-holdy that is. There was no point in doing the map, was there? Like, why did they write the map into it? We didn't need the map in the end. The map was just like frill. A little bit of frills. No frills, mate, no frills. Tesco extra value quest here. I don't want to go on and mess about with the map. I'm just going to run straight up to where it is, please. If you could refrain from messing me about any further, just get me up there quick as well. I've got to go up here somewhere now. The little ones aren't so good at climbing. They run out of puff and they're not as tall. So we'll switch to deer. Since I haven't done any fighting for a little while, I'm just going to kill this chuffer. And then they go. Boom! Another day, another hilly chill. That one got popped off, didn't it? Got blown off. Ow! Chuffers, they were just having a good time in the desert, and I come along, blew them all up with me. What's going on here? What's this? That's mine. Radiant Spiny Crystal. I left that there earlier, probably. No, honestly, it's mine. No, it is. It's got my name on it. Yeah, I left it here earlier. Yeah, no, I did. That's why I came back. To pick it up, so... Now it makes sense. Probably mine. This is mine up here as well. I put some coins under a rock. So... Put some coins... Here they are. That's my coins under a rock there. Thanks. This looks ominous. I don't like killing the animals, but they're all... Like, they're bad animals in a way. Like, when I say bad animals, they're not bad animals. They're attack animals. You know, they're predatory. And they come after me and they have a right go. But...
May knowledge guide you.
They're still only animals. So, like, when I jump down there and they all get eggy, I don't have to kill them. We can leave them to it. But I get the feeling they're going to get eggy. I'm going to try and creep through. That's fine. We'll leave them. We'll leave them. Enter the Court of Desolation. That sounds nice. We were talking about going on our holidays earlier, weren't we? We were talking about America and places. Now, the Court of Desolation does not sound like a sort of Airbnb that I'm... Didn't see that on Airbnb and think that sounds nice. Court of Desolation, 2-night stay. No furnishings. Desolation, mate. You're not even allowed to bring your suitcase in. Court of Desolation. It's going to be dangerous, if anything. Some strange association built this secret base at some point during the time of King Deshret. It's said that the secret to reviving the deceased is hidden here. Standing at the gate, you can hear heart-pounding drumming noises ringing in the depths. It doesn't sound good. It sounds like some Frankenstein monster stuff. Frankenstein's monster being the monster. And it wants me to take everyone. But Electro was included. It asks specifically for Electro. You never know. Sometimes it asks for something.
Something's come up?
It's not that interested, but... We'll do what it says. Emma will be jealous if I'm kissing him. I give everyone a kiss. It's a feature of the streams.
So this is the Court of Desolation. Are there really any treasures buried here? Oh, Paimon's kind of nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Don't worry. You'll be safe with me.
Got the Mahamachracha. He's on our squad. So we've got like an extra character. Oh, that's really good. It means that we're going to absolutely ace this now.
Rain outlines your speed of light.
Don't be scared. Hey, go away.
Incoming.
Nowhere to run!
There you go. Didn't even cause me a problem. And none of this stuff in this place will. I predict. Except the puzzles. Maybe the puzzles. I like it when you... Look, there you go. You can have a little peek through. Look, you can have a little look. Oh, what's that down there? I can't wait to go and see that. We're going to go and see it now. Good game design. Having a little peek, getting you excited.
These walls have definitely seen better days. Was there some sort of fight here? Let's keep going and see what we can find.
I don't want to go through the scorpions. That seems like a fool's errand. You ready? Go. That was quick. It wants me there. It doesn't. It wants me to kill the scorpions, doesn't it? You see. Look, it wants me to mess about over here, and then I start fighting, and then I kick the floor through, and the floor goes down. I'm guessing.
Minute to memory. The Temple of Wisdom.
Speed of light. Nowhere to hide.
No. No, I killed all those scorpions now for no reason. Yeah, no, look, it did want me to kill the scorpions, didn't it? And now I have to go up here, yeah. Actually, it could have been alright if I'd have left them. Uh-oh. No, it wouldn't have been alright because they'd have fallen down. I couldn't have had that.
Is it just Paimon? Or did that passageway just rotate? It's not gonna start moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful.
Should we? I mean, my guess is we should just crack on. We're the dangerous party in these parts. Look, the little scorpions. They're sleeping. They're just absolutely... Like, it's like animal cruelty. That's how you open the door, though, so I'm like, glad I did it in a way. It's teaching me some funny lessons here. Dark and dingy. There's a little place I can't go in. Do I want to go in? No, it just looks horrible. Follow the rules, follow the road. What's in here? Ooh, oh, I like that. Look at that. Da 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 da. Da-da, da-da-da-da. I don't know why I'm doing the stripper, but the stairs, it's like one of those Hollywood film things with the stairs, like Fred Astaire and like, you know, dancing on the stairs. Da-da-da, and they're all shiny. Da-da-da, I like that. I'm gonna get some, could get a set of stairs like that at my house. I wonder if we could do a set like that at my house. I'll have to call the... I wonder who I'll have to call. I was going to say a carpenter, but I don't think... You're going to start a TikTok channel. The problem is with TikTok channel, right? Apparently a good way to grow a Twitch channel. I'm not too concerned about the Twitch channel itself. Like, if I wanted to grow my Genshin Impact gameplay streams, then I would do, like you say, shorts on YouTube. I'd make little edits. So, for example, the other day we bought all the food in the game, and I'd do a YouTube video, and it'd be like 30 minutes. Super Chuffer buys all the food in Genshin Impact. You know, like, and all this. Like, I'd work on that, and then the benefit of it for Twitch specifically, just for this, or for Super Chuffer, different thing, but for Twitch and this, like, the benefit wouldn't be enough. Like, the amount of work I'd put in.
Let's go.
The amount of work I'd put in, and then it would all be connected to this game, and I'd be stuck. Like, it wouldn't pay off exactly, but TikTok in general for promotion of Super Chuffer on clips, that could work. For me, the negative is that I'm currently do quite a lot of work. I do quite a lot of fucking around as well. But to start another thing, I know how much effort there is in constantly creating and clipping, and like, I haven't got the. Like, I would pay an editor. I would pay someone to do that, as long as it was generating a certain XYZ. You can have half of it or whatever. Like, that's a good deal for me. But and for the, well, depending on how much you can generate, I don't know how much you can generate, but like, the sky's the limit for you there. You get half of it
for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Apparently Ian wants to do it, so Ian can do it then. But like there's a 50-50 on it. Like if someone else wants to do a channel and oh, Ian's not going to do it. Okay, that's fine then, because it would raise it. Like I know what's going on YouTube. Like I know what's going on. So if someone else wants to help me on YouTube, I can give you X, Y, Z. You can upload here, and like whereas with TikTok, I don't really know what's going on. So I'd be hoping that someone else
In
was
adventuring,
like,
as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while...
Asmongold is a streamer I watch, and he has other people clip him and make his clip channels for him, and he gives them the permission, and he takes half the money, and they take half the money. That's a good system. But with TikTok, I wouldn't be feeling like I'm in control of it. To like, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, I hope they give me half the money. But it's in general a good thing if someone's clipping you and sharing it on another platform, because it brings in more views to your channel. Yeah, in general, in principle. Or what could be the case though with TikTok is that the thing with TikTok is there's an audience on TikTok and there's an audience on YouTube, and they overlap some ways, but in other ways the people that see your TikToks are going to carry on watching your TikToks. You're not going to get as many that come over to your YouTube. Does that make sense? Like I think it's possible to, I don't know, like you say about live streams and Twitch and stuff, maybe it's possible to use it as a marketing thing. But what you actually should be looking at for TikToks, I believe, is trying to be a TikTok creator for the sake of making TikToks. And they're the people that have really got like something to say on TikTok, you know? Because if your people are being attracted to the TikToks, they should feed them another TikTok. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like you're working hard to take someone away from a platform that they're already ingratiated on and enjoying. So you either join in and do good TikToks. Like I think it's a little bit. I'm not critiquing your idea badly. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying like we could definitely approach it in the right sort of ways. But a lot of creators see another platform as a marketing tool. Like I want people to watch my YouTube channel, so I will make a tweet, or I'll make a TikTok, or I'll make a thing, and it's an advert for my YouTube channel, and that's okay. There's a place for that. But I think it's a bit, like I said, I think it's a shame for the actual platform itself, where I could just make a really good TikTok. And then don't come and watch my YouTube channel. Watch my damn TikToks because they're good. But I'm a YouTube creator rather than a TikToker. And it's a slightly different market, slightly different, I want to say generation, but that's being ageist because everyone can use anything. But short form media, and that's what TikTok is. Vines, shorts, TikTok, Snapchats, short form media, and landscape and portrait. You know, I'm landscape, they're portrait. It's a small difference, but it is a difference. Like there are people that grow up on their phones and use their phones to create media. Like they grow up using that. I grew up doing the other way. So I see people like Limmy, and I think Limmy would do a really good TikTok account. You know, Limmy's done all those vines, but I've never been really a sort of this way phone creator so much. It's not to say that it's not a good idea, right? And the concept, like as we grow as a channel, as the content builds up as well, there will be that option for somebody to say, just simply click what I've done live, clip it into TikToks and boot it up there, do the best job you can, and if you can get loads of views, that's good for my channel. It can't be bad for my channel, it can't be bad for it, but also if there's any, like you want to make sure that it's sustainable. There's no point in clipping things for no money, is there? Like you're going to end up spending time and not getting anything back, and it's intangible. Oh, I did a TikTok and then how many people came from TikTok? I can't really tell, can't really know. So how much do I pay for it? Like, whereas if it was getting monetized, and if TikToks, because they do, you get monetized on TikTok, then someone else can just clip it and they can make the money. And also someone else's perception on what should be clipped is better than my perception, because I do have an idea, but I think when someone else watches something and goes, oh, I like that, that was funny, or that would make a good clip, that's because they're thinking it, and whereas I'm watching myself back, and it's a bit more difficult to step outside it and say that was funny, that would make a good, you know, because you're watching yourself back. So, but yeah, I appreciate the suggestion. I think, yeah, I just feel like it would. I mean, it could be the making of me. It could be that I do TikToks and that's a huge success. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying for me at the moment, it feels like as a business decision, like it'd be more like a business decision, like in terms of how where I'm doing my content. It feels like another big box to open and think about when I've already got several plates spinning. So, but it's definitely a box that we should, like if there's a media platform, Instagram, even LinkedIn or whatever, and I'm not exploiting it and it's free, then I really should be using it because it's free and I'm making media. What am I doing? So there is that aspect, but yeah. Also, Snips, don't worry, because we're in the nascent stages, the early stages in a way. I don't need to get to 1 million people, but 100,000 subscribers is the goal. So if I hit that, as we grow, there'll be more content and more people willing to, like, initially you might not get a lot of money out of it while you build it up and do the clips, but after a bit of time it might be a decent amount of like money just for doing some clips. But that will come later, and there will be more content for them to clip. You know, there'll be more stuff to look through and clip through. So we'll get there. I've done a little bit myself as well. I've got Ganji Clips, Ganji Cuts, the B-side channels, the other channels, Clips and Cuts. And I throw a bit of stuff up there every now and then. But yeah, that's why you're called Snippies, isn't it? Because you did some short Snippies earlier on, yeah. But even then, I found it another chore to go onto Twitch, find my list of clips that other people had made, download them and upload them to YouTube. It was like an extra job, like an extra admin job for me that I didn't have to do before, and now I have to do it, you know. At the moment, I'm doing streams. Doing streams means turning up and performing, but also pre-planning and, you know, making some ideas behind the scenes happen. Getting in contact with people, doing some planning, prior planning, and then I'm editing the streams a bit. And what was the other thing I was doing? And like making things better on, like, you know, we added the Tippies thing with the talking, and the cards have arrived, and I made that camera, and, you know, we're still bits and pieces behind the scenes and finding our way. You found me from a reply on Twitter, said Princey. So there you go. Obviously, there's not going to be many people here saying they found me on TikTok, because I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know if it's... Like, if I did a TikTok, it might be the best thing in the world, so I don't know. But, yeah, and also, it's about growing slowly and steadily for us. I'm really lucky with the explosive growth we had recently over the Nicola Bully stuff, I guess. But, I'm not trying to be like an overnight sensation, I'll just say that, yeah. So I'm happy even if we've got good ideas like the TikTok, like put TikTok on the pinboard and we'll say at some point we should have a TikTok. I kind of agree. So, but I don't have to stress. Yeah, if at any point it becomes a stress, I'm not doing it. So, yeah, it's all good and it's all going in the right direction. That's right. And good ideas like that from Ian, like, deserve some thought, and I can articulate where I feel, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea or anything. I'm saying this is how I feel about it, and I might be wrong. I'm open-minded to learning more and to somebody teaching me something different, you know, but they're just my initial feelings. Because I don't use TikTok and I don't feel like, you know, all the dancing and the, you know, the tutuing and the Macarena and all that. Like, because I don't live in that world, I feel like it's somebody else's media platform for a different group that I'm not really... Like, I watch some of them on the, you know, we watch some of them here, don't we? But whether I would present, I never thought that I would present well to that audience, maybe, and I never thought that's my gang, but maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe someone could clip all my best bits and they'd think this is great. So yeah, open-minded to that.
It's there.
So we're on these steps, the magic steps. That's how we got onto that, and now this is happening. It's kind of sickening in a way. It's confusing the hell out of me.
A passage! Hopefully that's our way in.
Thanks for Paimon. Paimon always explains things really simply when you're confused, so that's our way in. I'll go with that. Let's make sure I'm not leaving a chest behind, because sometimes you get a little cheeky chest. No? Okay. This is my way in.
That eye seems to be staring right at us.
Well, no, it's going to rotate and open.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. You go first.
Me go first. There you go. Well, doesn't look like it's fully open really, does it? But let's go back up on these stairs and see if we can't. It's really got this really lovely effect, like it's making me feel like I'm spinning instead of the room is spinning. Like, they really go all out on the, like, it's only a story mode in it. Like, this isn't the main quest in the game, this is story mode. So, it's still beautiful and elegant and intricate.
Judgment is upon you.
Smash.
Guilty.
Guilty. Paul Ansel you. Yeah, very trippy. And like, it's part of a general theme in this part of the game that these areas are, it's actually making me feel a bit seasick, that these areas are like this, but I'm surprised they've gone, you know, I said there might be a bit of a fight, we'll do some talking, there'll be a bit of a fight, because it's the story mode in a game, and they've all done their talking, and now we do a bit, I didn't expect this, like, this level of elegance on a little cheeky story mode quest. There's main quests, we call them Archon quests in this game, and then next down would be World Quest, and then it would be Story Quest, and then I think, or maybe Story Quest is above World Quest with this level of quality on it.
Taj.
Taj.
Ah, Sino.
Ah,
It's
Sino.
been some time since
I've seen you last.
I trust you're
doing well. Taj is a bit of a... Hello. Now we've met Taj. Taj, this is the main one. This is who we've been looking for. Taj. There we go.
Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume.
I presume.
Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now?
He's like a cowboy or some shit. He's like an, like, you know, super... Like, they've got a good voice actor for this one. I can't wait till they ask me to be a voice actor in Genshin Impact.
That's right. This case is nearly closed. But the most important answer still eludes me.
You didn't expect that, did you? You thought you were going to be doing all serious talking with Taj and I gave you a little kiss. Now it's changed the mood completely.
Was it all your doing? Smuggling the
back
canned
to
knowledge?
this.
The research of the Court of Desolation?
Yes, of course it was. He's a baddie, can't you tell from his voice? You can tell.
Then explain why.
Explain, oh god, more talking. Can't we have the big fight? Isn't he going to, like, summon some sort of demon and then we can have a big fight?
That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own interests.
At least he's honest about it.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, I see. He's covering for the noble truth.
Oh, really? Way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to become more cautious.
He's the armchair detective.
You know many things are wrong, but still turn a blind eye to them. I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice that I once strived to uphold slowly crumbling in my heart. I was completely dedicated to all that I did, but as I grew older, I found myself feeling alone, miserable. Can you imagine what it feels like to not have the will to live, but not be able to die?
Getting a bit eggy, isn't he? Getting a bit, all a bit. All right, Taj. All right. Sounds like we need to, you know, get you cheered up a bit, really. I feel a bit sorry for him, but at the same time, it's going to go. I see where this is going. He's going to get eggy, and we're going to have a big Barney. So, or maybe Sino's going to talk him down. We don't know.
Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me till the day he died, and now I must live with that pain and regret.
Bit awkward. These things happen. So, is there a big chest or something that we can have a little fight for, or something? Or can we shut down your? Is this the sex dungeon? Is this the place where he took? Is this? Are we in the? Can we shut it down?
I failed him as a father, but now I have a chance to make it right.
This is going dark.
A chance to reunite with him.
I don't know about this.
The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcoming life and death. The power to even bring the dead back to life.
No, not with all the purple and all the eerie and like trippy and all the eyes. That's not. You know this isn't going to go well, don't you? Like, they haven't seen horror movies because it's Genshin Impact. Have they got a cinema in Genshin Impact? I don't think they have. But I don't know why you would assume this is going to go well. It looks pretty ambient, like, you know. Have they not seen that? Oh, anyway.
So, did you already find what you needed here?
See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasures that I seek.
Does it?
I'm so close, Sino. If only you hadn't arrived now, I could already have...
Wait, go on then. I'd like to see.
Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You cannot bring the dead back to life. In the end, the treasures you seek are nothing but myths and legend.
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then?
Yeah, go on, and then it'll all, like, a mummy will come out and it'll all kick off, like...
No. I sense danger behind that door.
Yeah, but let him open it anyway.
I beg you.
Go on.
As an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish?
Yes. Yes, go on, let him open the door.
Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't know what you're on about. Just open it. Just run over and open it.
Things.
While they're talking...
If there is only one way for me to defend my principles, then that is the path I will take.
While they're talking, I've snuck off round the side. They haven't noticed. And they're having their important discussion about, you know, the rights and wrongs and the truths and the justices and the powers that be and all this. And I've snuck off round the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, on the slide, I'm just going to press the lever and the door's going to start to open. And did you open that door? I didn't open that door. You shouldn't open the door. And I'm like, whoops, sorry. Somebody opened the door. We're going to have to fight the giant demon beast from inside after all. You on that?
Seems there's no convincing you. All right then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all.
Oh, he's getting eggy. I told you he would. I knew he would. Eggy. He wants to have a fight with us. He's got a monocle on. Come on. I'll let him have first pop.
Is mine.
Ooh. Hello.
I will set things right no matter what.
He's run off. He's missed me, but look, he's brought that thing out. He's brought this bird thing out. And this crocodile, look. Let him have first pop, and he did that. Look, he's swinging his thing there now. Right, now he's hit me. Now he's made me angry.
Surrender!
I'll give him the option.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness speed of light. Hey,
I'll knock him off the edge of the thing. Forget the crocodile. I don't want to kill the crocodile. Just him. Focus on him.
Got lucky that time.
And the bird. Forget the bird. He's down.
As I thought.
He's down.
Your strength.
It was just because he got the bird out. He wasn't that tough.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember.
I just knocked your head off.
Again, this is only a taste of it. Once I
open the door.
I won't let you open that door.
I want you to open the door.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy
Poke
to
him in the
stop me
monocle.
now that you're injured.
Poke him in the eye.
Are you ready to sacrifice your life for this?
He has his eye covered with his hair, so he's jealous of the monocle.
I'll do what I have to.
I still
After all this
remember
talking, he's going to go open the door, isn't he? So can we just get on with it?
You haven't changed
You
either.
haven't changed either. Ooh, the
You left
chuffy.
that list of
Ooh,
names
you chuffy, chuffy.
I had my suspicions from the
Oh,
beginning.
you're making me cross with
But
your
I couldn't be
chuffing.
sure until we fought. If he really had changed,
Your fighting style.
your fighting style wouldn't be as it was before.
What? That didn't even make sense.
He never planned on opening the door.
No. We're in a trap. We get trapped.
Seems our time is running short. Let
Better
me
get
make
in
this
there.
quick then. After Mortada died.
Oh, he's not more talking. Not more talking.
For a lot, that is when I was able from.
No wonder.
I'm a flesh. I suddenly came to a realization amidst
Core
my
of Desolation.
suffering. The core
Come
of
here,
desolation.
kick off. Yeah, I got
A
it.
place
We've had that.
as
We've had
long
that.
as this place exists, people
Ooh.
will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did.
That's the past.
Generation after
Forget it.
generation. Regardless,
I thought it was kicking
let
off.
Be buried beneath the sand.
I
forever.
know. I know.
Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out.
You're going to destroy the Court of Desolation.
That's right. I acted as if I had abandoned.
Oh, why did you drag me down here?
I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. The academia forbids the research of the Court of Desolation, so they would never approve my plan in the first place.
Yeah, but you could have told me. I'd have helped you. Now you dragged me down here and we're all going to die in the Court of Desolation. It's taken a weird twist. Somebody open that door. Somebody open that door.
To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the academia. If I wished to destroy the organization, I couldn't just count on the academia alone.
No, but you can count on me. So I see what you've done here. You've become the head of the organization so you can destroy it from within. That's quite a clever idea. I understood that from having skipped through all the story, because there's too much talking, really.
So, you pretended to be the one behind all this.
That's what you just said.
Yes. Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
Disappointing, no fight. Why not fight the thing behind the door?
Wait! Aren't you leaving too? There are still loads of bad guys to catch outside!
His fate is already sealed.
He's staying.
There is no
Bye.
plan risking being treated as a
All
traitor.
right, bye.
I was always... Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me.
They could have pulled the you know, sometimes they pull the sentimental and I have a little cry, but not here, not here.
I'll leave all those people on the list to you.
Shut up.
There's nothing to be sorry for. If you see Mortada, send him my greetings.
This is what the whole thing should have been, animated like this. I'd have just watched it and enjoyed it. I say that every time.
Dad,
Oh, now they're gonna make you.
with me. I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry.
Leave me
I
alone.
won't damage your precious reputation.
What damage to precious reputation?
Alright, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue.
Look at them running.
Why can't you show even a little leniency?
Indiana Jones.
Why?
Climb on. He's up to his chucking sand.
Because we are Matra.
There you go. To be honest, I'm glad I skipped through it if that's the culmination of that. Didn't even get to have a big Barney. I mean, it's a bit sad. They try and pull it on you. Sometimes they get you emotionally invested.
Desolation has
Disappeared. And they do. And I have. And sometimes I've felt compelled to share and, you know, talk about things. And they can... A good video game can really do that. It should be, in my opinion... I mean, Tetris doesn't make you feel like crying. But, you know, in my opinion, a good narrative... A game that hinges on a good narrative, it should get you emotionally. But sometimes like this one, where like, I met this character today, and he's like, oh yeah, and like, you know, this tragic story of my past, and now I'm going to feel like, it's not like I've just watched a 3-hour film and got involved in the character and gone through the stuff. It's like, here he is, we've met him, he's at this thing, I wanted him to open the door, but instead he's going to die a noble death. Oh, it's sad. Like, it doesn't quite get me though, because like, who the fuck is he and what am I, like, great. Like, just
as Taj said, that place had caused too many disasters and tragedies.
I never got to have a big fight with the thing behind the door.
Being buried in quicksand is its rightful end.
What about the organization?
To them, as long as there's more to be made, they will disregard the academia's rules, whether it's the Court of Desolation or anything else.
Well, then that was useless.
Their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research.
They're mafia.
Taj may have set them back with the
Big
Court
Pharma.
of Desolation. But it won't be long before they continue searching for another target.
So he died for nothing. What the fuck? Poor Taj. Poor Taj. The Ballad of Sad Taj.
That's an opportunity that I will not let them have.
We'll help too.
We'll help too. We're not sad about that anymore.
Thank you. But you've already done enough.
Yeah, we buried him in
Just
quicksand.
leave the rest to me.
Quicksand.
So, that's what I'm going to do.
Wait
for me a caravan rebop 4 days
from now. There we go. Wait until 4 days later. Are you fucking shitting me? 4 days? What am I going to do for 4 days? I'm not waiting for 4 days. Are you off your bonds? Like, what's going on? Wait for 4 days. There's a system, look. There's a system. I can only do 2 days at a time. Why would they make you do this? Just finding my nails. Does the ticky noise as well. There you go. And again. I imagine in the game, what you would have done is, you'd have done that quest and it would have said, oh, come back in a few more days to finish it. But because I've done it a little bit later, it's all unlocked. So you don't need to come back in a few days. You can just skip the days. But I imagine it would have given a sense of progression through the quest so that you'd be playing the game and then it would have said, oh, do you remember that thing you did 4 days ago? Oh, you can go and... Oh, that'd be fun. You know, I imagine it was for that purpose.
If my calculations are correct, Wanwen Bookhouse is
Shut up
due
about
to
the
receive...
books. We're not getting you any books. You're always going on about the books. Here we are.
We meet again. Thank you so much for all your help.
Nabil, it's been a right fart arse.
Nabil, what are you doing here?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Ribat, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. This should be the last group of them, so I'll be heading back to the academia once they're cleared.
You're keeping an eye on things. Convicts are being ferried around and you're keeping an eye on things. You're keeping an eye on... You. What if they run off? Well, what if they attack you? Be overpowered. Have you even got a baton? You haven't even got a baton or a pepper spray or anything. Where are the convicts? Where are they? You're supposed to be watching them.
The last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunately, I can say with confidence that this case is finally coming to an end.
Is it? Because as far as I just heard, the organisation is going to continue their nefarious ways.
At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth.
Right.
However, Sino crossed the desert and took out their main camp overnight.
No way. So, in the 4 days that have just elapsed, right, the good bit that I wanted to do, going and fighting with all the chuffers, he's done that on his own. Sorted it. I didn't have to do that. I got to go down underground into the sex dungeon and listen to the man cry about his tragic life and then bury himself in sand instead of opening the door, and I couldn't have a fight or anything. Sino's gone and sorted it. He said, wait 4 days, and then just kind of done it on his own.
After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the academia. Everyone was on edge, and the case came to a standstill.
Yeah, this is Caravan Ribat. Yeah, this is... That's the name of the place. There are some. I'll tell you what. There are some beautiful places in Genshin Impact that I would love to live. After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups. Yeah.
And then what happened?
The case got closed.
Well, then we received word that Taj Rudkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the members of our ranks. The Matra then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the traitors from within the academia and arrested all the researchers on the list.
Convenient there, just that you can just narrate it to me instead of me having to be there.
Some of them managed to get out of the academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured by Sino all across Sumeru.
That would have been fun. We could have gone around with them and captured them, had a fight with all of them. No fighting.
I even heard that someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation has definitely shaken things up recently.
Don't be stupid. There's no way you could arrest 300 people and keep them, like... You haven't got the facilities. Sino's gone around and arrested 300 people.
He seems fine, but he brought over 300 suspects to judgment all on his own.
No, he didn't.
Among them were even some of our former colleagues. Not just the criminals are afraid of him. Even we start feeling a little nervous when he's around now.
What are they on about? I waited 4 days and he's done 300 suspects. So that's like 100 a day and a day off, yeah? It's 80 suspects a day. 80 arrests a day. That's... You're only out for, like, you can't be out for, like, you know, you're out for, like, 18 hours a day maximum, yeah? And you've got, like, 80 arrests to make. It's not happening. I don't... Unless you walk in on a great big group of them, and then... Even then, just to process and put the handcuffs on, it's going to take too long.
But even if we start feeling all self-conscious, thinking if we've done anything... By the way, are you guys here to see Sino? I think I just saw him walking in that direction when I was on watch nearby.
We're not here to see you, are we?
He was walking with someone I didn't recognize.
Shut up.
Sure thing, Nabil. You be...
Don't worry about me.
I'm worried about you for any... Nabil, I didn't worry about you at any juncture during the entirety of this quest. The only time I worried about you was just then, when you asked me not to worry about you, because I'm worried you don't realise that
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating. But I can assure you, this is certainly not the best solution.
That's the new Tignari, because the old Tignari voice actor was like a sex offender, so they put the... I shouldn't say that, they probably won't like it. But he was, and they got rid of him, so they revoiced him, which I think is really good. Like, you know, why not? It's not like, oh no, we can't change the character. Yeah, you can, just get him out, bin him off, revoiced him.
I'm aware. However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Murtada Radkani into becoming interested in researching the Court of Desolation.
Oh god, where does this go now?
Murtada had lived in his father's shadow all after Murtada died.
I know.
Toying with others' minds.
I know, Sino, I know.
It's fine. I understand. This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, take some just in case. If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow...
Sino! Tainari! Oh, so Tainari must be who Nabil saw earlier!
Yeah!
Are you all...
That's right. Sino asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat...
Don't
I
care.
also dropped by just to check for any injuries.
Don't care.
And Sino, relax.
How is Kale these days?
E-collie.
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test. Even after some time, I plan on having her go outside more.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving Avidia Forest?
I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge. Although we've apprehended all the criminals, so
Okay.
I decided...
I will.
If anything else happens...
I think this is the end now, isn't it? Have we finished? Tignari?
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you and seek. Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't...
Why did I say all this stuff?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died... I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few... I just hope my own change will come slowly. That way, those who see me as their superior, and those who are following in my footsteps, will learn courage from my example. Just as I gained courage from my own superiors. And my partner.
That's how it goes.
I'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know. There are many things I feel better. Many people want to go to the desert to... One day, I'll gather some flowers that grow in arid desert conditions. And then, I was hoping you'd join me in planting them on the remains of the Court of Desolation.
That'd be nice. He's sad for his friend. To be continued. What? 60 primos. That sounds like it's been fucking pretty concluded myself, thank you. Let me have a look. I'm confused now. Is this more? Is that more? Act 1, Act 1. No, I think I've concluded it. It says to be continued, but it's not a quest that I can open. And then where's my... I was doing this world quest, wasn't I? And I couldn't carry on with it. I think that was the order. So I've completed my Archon quests then. That's my new world quest. That's Tartar Tales Through the Mist. So I must have been doing Golden Slumber and I got stuck. And then we did this and now it's gone. So that's okay. That was the end of that for now. For now. Jeez. They do like to talk a lot, don't they? I saw bit rich coming from me. We've even nearly saved up enough resin for another quick boss kill. It's Sunday, and I haven't done all my boss kills for the week. So I've got to do that. Let's go to the teapot. We'll finish off with a few boss kills. Everything's popped up and grown in here.
Time to act.
Okay, okay. I know. Talk to Tubby.
Body and mind.
This realm.
And then in the depot. A bit surprised that there are no... Okay, that'll do for that.
If you ever had...
We'll do the quick run of the bosses. We'll do a quick Storm Terror. What do I need to do? I need to check my bag about resin as well. I've got some condensed resin, haven't I? And I've got some fragile as well. 4, 5, 6. So I'll use one of them. Cute teapot, yeah. The teapot, it's a long story short, right? Which is that I've got this special world that I can go in within the world, and it's kept in my teapot. So when people say they want to go to... It's like having my own house in the game, but instead of it being somewhere in the game, it's inside my magic teapot. So you just get used to saying I'm going inside my teapot, but it doesn't make enough sense. But that's the sense that it makes.
I'm here.
Come on then, you chuffer. Come on. Please.
Guys.
Speed of light. No, my sword.
Nice. Get me up there. As boss.
Make yourselves at home.
Let me weave you a verb.
Don't blink.
With sword comes shadow.
Speed of light.
Oh, we were close to getting that down in one then. We were close to getting that down in one. I'm not doing that. I'm staying here. We can have a fight here. I don't care. Come on, yeah, dear.
Change of plans.
Wheel of life. Opening box of the Death Tricks. Hey! Grow!
I am.
Oh, no, I got someone killed. That was my bad. It takes a little bit longer now, that's annoying. So close.
Incoming.
Committed to memory.
Go. And that, as they say, is that.
Yeah, this may turn.
Rain outlines your... Cut to the chase.
All defense and 1 attack. That's not too bad actually if you like defense over HP. Attack, HP, energy recharge. We've got a plume, 2 claws. We keep getting duplicates of these, which is quite good every time I hit Divalin, but no big chunks. Oh no, a turquoise chunk. Okay, we'll take a turquoise chunk. We'll take a chunk. And then other chuffers that I find to be really straightforward include Azajada. You've got to do your boss runs on Sundays, because if Monday comes around they tick over. So I should really do Azajada. Do I want to take anyone else? I might change my squad around a little bit to help me with the face tanking here. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just switch you for Noel and just see how that goes.
As you wish.
I might be a bit under-ranked on the healing, but we'll see how it goes. This big chuffer just gets... You just got to get stuck in.
You dare overstep your mortal authority?
I do dare overstep my mortal authority, big chuffer. I do indeed.
Don't blink. Leave it all to me, as a good knight should.
See, she does still heal, Noelle does, so she's helping.
Crumble.
How much? I don't know, but you can get the extra shields off her.
Speed of light.
If I could get under there to get to the shield.
Committed to memory.
Which obviously didn't.
The Temple of Wisdom.
No, my sword.
That's where I think I shouldn't mess about, because I would have, if I'd not been messing about healing and shielding, I'd have just done more damage. Give me a bit of a grind if you're not doing enough damage.
Time to act.
I'll catch up. This may turn.
Hey! Nowhere to hide.
There we go, do some damage.
Don't blink.
I must leave no.
Speed of light.
Fisher.
Ring cutter.
Fishy.
Don't blink.
There is no atonement for 1,000 years of pain.
He gets eggy, gets well cross. When he's really cross, you can't really get to him.
Steady as stone.
Today, you witness your reckoning.
It's just you again, you chuffer.
Someone needs assistance, as a dutiful maid would.
Speed of light.
Come on, show me my shields. Where's my shields? Let me get to those shields, you chuffer.
Leave it all to me. Committed to memory. Make yourselves at home. Growl, growl, growl.
Don't blink.
Got lucky
Chuffer.
that time. Committed to
We're doing a lot of damage now, are we?
incoming. Steady as stone.
Just chipping away.
No, my sword. Don't blink. Nowhere to hide.
We're now halfway. He's got one more big eggy in him.
Will not absolve you.
I'll catch
There
up.
he goes now.
Time to clean up. I must leave no stone unturned.
Let's see if I can get in and do some healing.
You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not.
Alright, eggy.
Come, Experience and
power.
heal
Don't blink.
suffering.
Steady as stone. Huh? Sharing my knowledge. Yeah.
Incoming.
Don't get special out.
Cut to the chase. Speed of light.
Did some good damage there.
Stronger than I thought. Leave it all to me. Rain out. Line's your fate.
Roll.
Back to the earth.
Just let me get that shield. It's just under your bumhole.
Yeah, this way through a little. Make yourselves at home.
Incoming. Hey!
Mainly Kaching doing the damage for me, so I don't want to get her killed.
Time to act. Let me
But I
leave
think
you
we're
alone.
okay now. Challenge complete. That was a nice solid. Pretty straightforward.
Will not be destroyed.
Except I destroy it every week, mate. Once a week. And we got a string kettle, elemental crit, HP defense. Just a mix again. Always rubbish. Blood Jade Branch, Gilded Scale, and a chunk. We've got a blue chunk. That was alright. These are not going bad. These boss kills. One more boss kill. Who do I want to take on today? I feel like I kind of want to do Child. Just feel like I haven't done him for a while. What? Oh, I've already done one boss kill this week already, so now I've done all my boss kills. Okay, that's fine. Don't have to do Child. So we've got 40 resin. That's one more mini boss. Let's go and bang. We did get a turquoise. Let me just check quickly. Let's have a bit of a character roll call. Who's getting books at the moment? Mona needs some books. We'll take her up another level. And we've got Nahida's 80 of 80, ready to ascend. Need some emerald gemstones. Quelled creepers. It's the lotuses again. Hate collecting those lotuses. But we're going to need some more quelled creepers for little chuffer Yao beans. And she's ready to go, apart from those gemstones. Let's go and have a look at the green gemstones then. Because I use both those characters, I'd like to get those going. So we got a great emerald chunk today, didn't we? Oh, we've got a lot of this. Alright, hang on. Right. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if you heard that in the background. It sounded like someone's dog had got a cat or something. Marlo was going for it. The neighbours have got some dogs. They're quite vocal, and they take them out at night time because they're quite vocal. But I don't know if they just like ran into someone or something. But there were some grown-ups walking some, like, you know, some neighbours walking some dogs, so the dogs just kicked off. Meanwhile, I'm crafting green chunks because I can make 9 of them. And 9 of them means 3 of them. And 3 of them is what's required to either take her, but I haven't got the lotuses and the dust. I'll get the dust easy, but the lotuses are a bit more difficult. Or I've got the choice. I use both these characters a lot. Yao beans, on the other hand, I've got all the stuff. So why not press the button? You know?
Huh. So that's what it feels like to be fussed over. Well, any growing or changing I've done is all thanks to you. And you know what they say. Treat other people the way you want them to treat you. So it's my turn to keep you safe and sound now.
Yao Beans. She hits 80 of 90, and it means we can give her a few little books and get her up to level 90. We're not going to start feeding the books now, but she's reached the tip top in one way. But now what that means is Nahida is now looking for emerald gemstones. Fortunately, we will be having to beat that Quell Creeper boss another 3 or 4 times. We'll pick up more of that stuff, and when we get there, she should be ready to go as well. And then further down the list, Diluc is 70 of 70. He's on his way. It's red chunks for Diluc. So let's see if we've got any red chunks. No. We've got 1. And that is just a grind. We might pick them up bits here and there as we go through. Like on those bosses, we picked up gems of different colours. But really, what that means is I've got to hit the same thing, either that, which drops the red, or this, which drops the red. And I've just got to hit it again and again for loads of red. So Diluc's stalled at the moment, which is a bit of a shame, but he's just stalled at 70. Because we're just holding out on for some red. And since I've already got 67 of those Everflame seeds, I don't need to hit that boss anymore, but, you know, there is that. Who else is a red chuffer? Is Toma, stalled at 50 for the same reason. Looking for red. Red is in shortage. There's a red embargo. So who gets elevated next? Mika is a new character, and they need pseudo stamens. So let's have a look at Mika. What am I trying to do now? My brain's starting to go. This is where I know. I feel like we're probably at 3 hours. What am I looking at? 3 hours and 2 minutes. Like I feel it. I go like it's because I used to work in the hairdressing, and everyone's appointments was on the hour. Like I feel that the appointments, like you know, it's like appointment time is over. Like my brain has started to fade, and I need to have a reset. Like coffee, cigarette, and you know, I'm obviously smoking and drinking chocolate milk here. But you know what I mean? Like I'm mentally starting to flag on it. So this is, we'll do a bit more of this tiddling around with the characters, and then it's nearly time to knock it on the head for the evening. But thank you all for being here. It's been really fun, and I'm noticing, interesting to me is that I'm noticing these streams, even though they're just very quiet little things we do on Twitch, I don't try and push it a lot, starting to pick up a little bit, you know, starting to get a few viewers here and there. And it's not because people love Genshin Impact so much, it's because I see, you know, it's been told me in chat today, oh, I come because I saw you Super Chuffer stuff. So what I really feel we should do in the future, and I'll shout this out now, even though, like, come on, mouse. Kind of what I think we should be doing is we should be looking at some of the other games, you know. I don't know quite how to get, where am I looking for now? YouTube, there we go. I don't know quite how to get Outer Wilds across, because this game was one of the best games I've ever played in my life, and okay, Outer Wilds is so awesome, no spoilers, we'll watch this video, and it's hard to explain why it's so good, but it is good, and I'd love to play it together as a stream, but the only way it would work is if I sort of allowed you to guide me through the game a bit more. But then the problem with that is, like, I'd be expecting everyone to turn up to all the streams, because I'm going to sit there waiting for somebody to tell me what to do, you know, so I can't really play it like that either, but I can't, what's the word? I can't, it's like doing a murder mystery and then doing it a second time round. I already know the answers now, so it's not, I can't play the game a second time round, but you still have that opportunity. and we can do it together as a stream. So you still have that. It's about going on a story. It's about like saying I've already seen this film, so I'd like you to watch it, but it's a game, so I'd like you to play it. So Bramble the Mountain King. I'll have a look at that. Hang on. I always use a Cozier when I need to use Google. Brain failing. Oh, bloody hell.
Frightened by his mother's bedtime story, he searched for his sister's comfort. But she was nowhere to be found. The bramble covers all where darkness has taken hold. Follow the light. You will find what you are searching for within the mountain. That is what happens when you do not listen to your mother.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. That looks interesting. What I like about it, right, is it's got this combination of kind of Dark Soulsy, fantasy fiction-y vibe, but on top of it, it also has a sort of pretty woodland vibe as well. It looks good, yeah. A grim adventure set in a world inspired by dark Nordic fables. There's a lot of Scandinavian gaming studios that do really good stuff. Like they've got a really good tradition of making good video games in Scandinavia. So that I'm completely 100%. Yeah, let me put. I'll open up my Steam account in another window and put that onto my wish list. Search. Oh, what's happening now? Steam over here. There's the two issues with playing it as a stream game that could come up. That I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm not poo-pooing it. I think this is good. Let me just add to my wish list. Added that to my wish list. I can do the demo. I can install the demo already. So maybe I'll install the demo now. I mean, we're not going to play it now because it's a gigabyte. You know, we're not. I don't know why I set it off installing the demo now. I'll have a look at it because I can. I will have a look at the demo. Yeah. I think that's installing now on my hard drive. I assume. Shouldn't really be doing that sort of stuff when I'm streaming because then it might slow down the stream. But yeah, so we can have a look at the demo together. The pros are, right, I'll just quickly talk you through what makes a good game for a stream, like why Genshin Impact is good as well. Pros are, if you can come in at any time and understand what's going on. So someone just joins the stream halfway through. Does it spoil it? Do they need to go back to the start? Is it an important story thing they've missed? Or can they just sort of get into it and start, you know, oh, I see what's going on here, let's enjoy it. And then the second thing about that as a viewer is, can you see what's going on? Like, when somebody do those Genshin Impact fights, sometimes in Genshin Impact, it's hard to see what's going on. But in the main, Genshin Impact's a beautiful place, so you're all right having that on your telly. You know, it looks nice, it's beautiful, like this. You can see who's who and what's going on. The stories can get a bit tiresome and convoluted sometimes, but me as a player, obviously I want certain things as a player, but they come secondary to what makes a good stream. And so your ability to interact as well is important, whether you say, should we go here or do this, or I like this, or what do you think about that? I like a game where you can have your say in chat and I can make decisions based on that. It's not essential though. For me, the most essential things are, like I say, that you can jump in at any point and understand what's going on, and that the uninitiated don't have to have like everything explained to them, that you can see yourself what's happening and get into it. The other issue would be how long it takes to finish the game. If it's like a 40 or 60 hour game and we play it at weekends, it will take us forever. So I have to start to commit to something like that, like we did with Pokemon, and I have to play it every day or every night, or, you know, play it a lot to, you know, commit to it. And someone coming in on episode 28, they're not going to care. Like, you're either in from the start and you're in, or, you know, that's why I prefer shorter indie games. So if this was like a 2 or 3 streamer, like 2 or 3 streams, 4, 8, 12 hours, done, that's perfect. Like Stray was, for me, one of the perfect stream games, because you can see what's going on. You can get into it at any point. Like I said, the cats. Oh, they're cats. Oh, you're doing this stuff, are you? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Like, and there was a nice story to it. Plus, it didn't last forever. You know, it could be completed, and if you want to go back and watch that on my channel, you know, we've got that playthrough of Stray. It's there as a 3 stream thing. It's like, if I have a 50 episode stream, you're not going to start watching that playthrough, are you? Because 50 episodes of Bramble. We'll just see. You know, we'll find out. But initially, that looks really bright and promising in lots of interesting ways. So yeah. And that's what we should do now. That I'm pretty sure that I love Genshin. It plays the gamer against the hose again. I love Genshin. Genshin's a good stream game. It's an ongoing game. So for a streamer, you can be a Genshin streamer. You know, it means that, like, if you play Bramble and you're a Bramble streamer and then Bramble's finished, what are you going to do next? With Genshin, it's always Genshin. So there's a lot of positives for that as well. But I think diversifying the games we play here, if we're going to be bringing in people from the Super Chuffer world as well, is a really good thing. And I've always wanted to, so it's a good opportunity and time to do it. And what I have to start doing more than ever is to live to the schedule. I should say to myself, look, Super Chuffer is a 3-hour stream and it finishes at this time and no going over, and then have a break and then start playing Bramble in the evening for a couple of hours and then stop and don't go over and all that, you know. That's a way to organise that into a legitimate... You know, it's important that I don't start something too big and not finish it and it get out of hand and go somewhere like confusing for me, and I didn't feel like streaming tonight and now we're not doing it, and you know, all that. So yeah, and I've got also, having said all that, can I show you my actual Steam, I wonder? Probably can, can't I? Interesting that you can't see my Steam. There you go. That's better, isn't it? So, other games that I already own that we haven't played yet together. Age of Empires 2. Requested. I want to see you do some war, some Rome, some war. Bought Age of Empires 2. It's an old game, but, you know, Artico, I bought that because I thought it looked beautiful. One of these that I think is an indie, you know, pretty game. Bit quiet, bit chilled, B-side stuff. Astroneer, we played it a little bit. Same sort of stuff, up in space, nice colours, building a little space station. Very quiet, very chilled. Very sort of bedtimey, coffee-timey. Batman Arkham Knight, I hate it. I bought it, I don't like it. I'm not going to play that. Battle for Wesnoth, I've played it in the past. I'm not really interested to play it now. There's Bramble. I've got the demo now. We might as well play a bit of it now, actually. We might as well have a quick look. I've also got Disco Elysium, Double Dragon, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Euro Truck. This is a big one. This is a big one. Truck Simulator. I want to get the steering wheel. And we really should do a few truck simulators around the UK. You know, driving around. Do you know what I'm like? You know what I'm like when I'm driving that truck, don't you? They're good streams. They're good streams. We have a chat. I drive the truck. You have your coffee, you know, your cup of tea. We have a chat. They are good streams. So that's on the list. You know, there's a few things on here still. I've got God of War on the sale. It's an interesting option of a game, but maybe it's an offline one. Half-Life. I'm going to play some more House Flipper. We're going to see how fish is made. We've got the Lego Hobbits, which we were going to do for Christmas last year. We might do those Christmas, you know, might save those for Christmas. Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Hobbit. That might be our Christmas special. But we've still got other games like Flight Simulator, which is always good. Flying over places and looking at them. We've got the more serious Game of Thrones ones. Shadow of Mordor. We've got No Man's Sky. Another pretty space game. Chill out game. Yeah, House Flipper was good and we were halfway through it, and you know, it's just that I put these things on the back burner because they're not my priority, but they're something I want to do. So this is the place for doing it. And, you know, there's not enough time in the days there. I mean, look at all these things I've already said that we could be doing. Like, I need to start bringing them in and start flipping. Snippy's is flipping a house as we speak. Get a few tips off House Flipper. It's a lot easier on House Flipper, I'll tell you that. Just go like that on the mouse and then like the thing's done. It's a lot easier on House Flipper. I've even got the South Park games, which not to everyone's taste, but they're there if we wanted to play them. But yeah, I think I've listed all the best things that we should be playing. Oh yeah, and finally, watch me stream my mental breakdown. That's a game called Watch Me Stream My Mental Breakdown. So I think that would make a good game to stream. Oh, and Power Wash Simulator. There's a lot of that. Steve, we got this for a little stream with Steve, and we did a little stream together, and then Steve went on and completed the game. Played it for like 80 hours. I've only played it for 5 hours, but, you know, we still got that as well. Fun stuff. Just little... A lot of the theme here that's coming together is it's chilled out, it's quiet, we're talking, you know, it's no big smash and kabang and all that. Like, you know, truck simulator, we're driving around and chilling and talking. That's the theme and the overall concept. Yeah, so we should be doing some more of that on these streams. That needs to be factored in. Bramble the Mountain King's on that list now as well. So what we'll do is, I'll just close Steam. Why did I do that? We'll close Genshin Impact. We'll open up Bramble and we'll have a quick look. It says it's installing the framework. I don't know what that means. Probably breaking my computer, isn't it? Installing Microsoft Framework. Yeah, I thought my computer already had a Microsoft Framework. Okay, now you haven't got anything on your screen, have you? Let me try and find you a Bramble the Mountain King. A bit weird. Maybe this? Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, English. Bad at this. Why is it not changed on your screen? Now it's doing... Hang on, Bramble. Why can't you see it? It's going to annoy me. It's stuck at that screen for some reason for you. It says gamepad recommended for me. Well, I've quit out and then I'm going to open it up again. Might just be bugged because it's a demo, you know. But there's things you're not seeing on your screen that I'm seeing on my screen. Like now it says Bramble and you can't see it. There you go. That's better, isn't it? It was my end. So, new game. Gamepad recommended. I've got one of those. Let's have a quick look. I don't want to do a big story mode now. Just want to run around and see what it's like to play the game. Quick demo. Let's see what happens. What I was interested in initially as well that was really standout was the sense of like how in games like Dark Souls they give you a sense of scale. The bosses are giant, you're little and stuff like that, but it all feels very grim and dark in Dark Souls, whereas setting this with a child, like there's a naivety about it, almost like a fairy tale naivety.
Olle was comforted by the morning sun. He had survived the night, but just barely.
Well, this is me, I'm controlling
At least he had found the stone again. And it felt like it was his sister's way of telling him he was on the right path.
Am I little? Look at the size of those mushrooms. Am I little? We're jumping. I'm doing the jumping. I don't like the way I can't see. Like, I don't like the way we're going from screen to screen like that. It kind of makes a cinematic. It creates a cinematic aspect to it, and it's very Resident Evil. But I like to choose my camera angle. I can't choose my camera angle here, so that's something I'm negative about. I'm little, aren't I? Look, this is quite nice. I like the songs. Look at that! Oh, I'm sold. Look at Mr. Deer. I'm sold. This little hedgehog. It looks very dark on your screen. It's a little bit lighter on mine, but it's just the settings that we can change them in the future. Little hedgehog. Little gnome on him. I got a worm. Can you see that? I've got a worm on a stick, and the hedgehog's following the worm on the stick. This is good. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it looks gorgeous on my screen. I've got to say that. I don't know exactly how it translates, you know, through a stream, encoding, YouTube, whatever. But on my screen, it looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing or anything. I'm just wandering around. I've got a little hedgehog that I'm riding. I've figured out the theme here, that I'm a little chuffer. I'm a little borrower. Careful here. I'm going out. I'm assuming it looks good on screen at your end as well. Like, the thing is, what's going on? Am I not allowed off? What do I? Oh, okay. Oh. He hasn't told me what he wants me to do, but I just follow in my nose, and that's the way a good game should lead you, I suppose. There's that little hobbit, dwarfy, little gnome. He's gone. I'm following him. Little pixie. I'm only tiny myself. I mean, I'll tell you what I really like is we are small, and it's about detail, and it's about that sense of detail making up this bigger picture that makes you feel that you're really within it. Sorts of stuff that you just ignore because it's little and doesn't insignificant now becomes important detail that makes this a really. Well, there's little chuffers holding the little flowers. Look, there's little chuffers holding the little dandelions. Here's a bigger chuffer. Yeah, sleep. What do you want me to do with the sleepy chuffer? Come back, you little chuffers. I'm gonna corral one of the little chuffers in towards the sleepy chuffer, and it's gonna wake them up because they're gonna sneeze on it. Go on, make them sneeze on it. See? Right, that's 100%. I'm sold on the game now. That's 100%. So I've still got the Genshin Impact 0-0 in the top corner because I was playing Genshin Impact and free to play, but this can have some money spent on it quite happily. Look at that, they slid me down. Look how beautiful the water looks. I've got a reasonably powerful computer. I've got it for playing games on the internet, for streaming, you know, for creating my streams. Didn't specifically get it for gaming, but I got it for creating my streams, right? The sounds, yeah, as well, Snippies, and it is beautiful, isn't it? I've realised that we're getting this way with this technology these days, but this is probably the most beautiful game I've played. Genshin's got its own kind of beauty, but in terms of realism and... not the main little character, but that water, just like certain aspects of this are really, really bang on. It is a little known, yeah. This is very similar, right? Very similar to Stray. Is the idea that it made me feel it might be a bit like Pikmin now. I'm collecting that gnome. I don't know though. But something very similar to Stray, right? Is that in Stray there wasn't a lot of language. There doesn't need to be a lot of language. The language that does exist was nonsensical robot language. A good game, like a good... you know, the best films when you're a kid, almost silent movies, like cartoons that don't have a lot of talking. I'm thinking like The Snowman. I think best, like, there are stories and narratives that can be told without a lot of language necessary. And so far, everything I've done in the game, I've done because I instinctively felt, because the game sort of guided me, and you know, I just followed my nose, so to speak, like I said. And yet, it's all playing out in a very easily unfoldable narrative that it's international. We're talking about the language of cinema, we're talking about the language of storytelling. I'm involved in it, I'm interacting in it, but it's the same language that, you know, that we understand as humans, this language of storytelling. And so already, I mean, I know this is just a demo, and quite often in games the demo will be much better than like the last third of the game, because they've worked a lot harder on this first bit than the last third. Well, yeah, but this is brilliant. Like, it looks great, it plays very elegantly and simply, and I'm not confused. I feel relaxed, I feel chilled, I feel interested, intrigued. So yeah, 100% this game, we're going to play this. I have to look into how long it takes to complete it, because again, like I said, oh, look at those chuffers up there. Like, just all that, I love this aspect of it, like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? I love that. I think I need to find out how long it's going to take and how much, because we're going to play Zelda in May. So, you know, I need to know what I'm committing to and how long it will take. But I would quite like to play this on day of release. April 27th being 2 weeks away, isn't it? You know, if there's going to be a trend wave for this, I'm happy to be on it. It just looks marvellous. I'm well impressed. I'm a bit confused by the camera angle-y thing, you know, like, but I guess I just follow it, don't I? Follow the camera angle. Now where are we going? LB to crouch, learning things. Your obstacle course simulator. And I think the settings, and I'm sat in the way of the little chopper, aren't I? I think the settings are a little bit dark on the screen, but I can change that later. But... Copy that up. This could be a negative, in that I'm not the smartest tool in the book when it comes to sorting out little puzzles in games. Sometimes I can get stuck. So, the playthrough might involve a lot of this, where I repeat myself. We'll have to look into that. In fact, let's look into it now. So that's really good. We're going to quit that. That's really good. That is really good. That's the demo, Bramble. Let's find out now quickly, before we finish today's stream, exactly how long Bramble is. No one's played it, so no one knows. Yeah, but they should have said somewhere. 15 to 20 hours. That's just on the border, isn't it? Like, sometimes they say 15 to 20 hours, and what they mean is it'll only take you 10, but we've put in all this other stuff, and, you know, you want to feel like you're getting your money's worth. So honestly, it's 20 hours, but it'll only do you 10, really. But other games can say 15 and 20 hours, and I'll be there for 6 weeks. Like, you don't know. So 15 to 20 hours, if you consider we do, say, 2 hours a stream, maybe an extra hour on stream for me talking and fucking about each stream. So 2 hours a gameplay a stream. And then that's 10 streams. So it's like a 2-week project. Not too bad. Not too bad. But I do have to commit, and I have to get in and actually play it, don't I? And on day one, we probably want to do a marathon. We probably want to play it for like 5 or 10 hours on day one. Not 10. 4 or 5 hours on day one. Try and get a big chunk of it done, so that like, if people want to watch it and get invested for the rest of the playthrough, it's there, and we've had a good crack at it. And then probably follow that up on the next day with another good chunk. So that'd be approaching halfway through in 2 days, maybe. No, 3 days of approaching halfway through. So a good solid 3 days. And then only the committed stick around, you see. The thing is with that, only the committed will then stick around for the final half of it. I know what it's like with playthroughs on the internet. I might be right, actually. Maybe it'll build. I always got to be open-minded to, I know what this, I know that, but definitely looking forward to this. We just watched this, didn't we? Yeah. So we won't spoil it now for ourselves, but yeah, good shout, good call, and we've got the demo, and when it gets released, we'll play that. We'll book it in as a special. We're looking. I could probably, in some way, lever these things into being specials for. Let me just have the soundtrack while I'm talking. I could probably lever these things into being specials for. Actually, I'll quickly show you the trailer. This was the other game I was suggesting. This is an Amazon. But we could leave them into being specials, like subscriber specials. Thanks very much for subscribing. Here's us playing a game. Doesn't seem like exactly a perfect subscriber special. Or I could make it member content. You know, we could do it as, we could have memberships to the channel, and only the members get to see this special playthrough of Bramble together. But then I feel like they weren't here to subscribe for Bramble in the first place, so why would they want that? And we'll find a way of working it in. We will definitely find a way of working it in. This is possibly one of the most impressive games I've ever played in my life. This one, The Outer Wilds. But hard to explain why and how. In fact, we do need to do this together, because I feel like I'm going to cry already just watching it. We do need to do this together. Such a good game. And I suppose I could be a good narrator now that I've already done it once, because I know where to go and what to do. There won't be so much messing around. The first time you play it, it's a bit of a mystery game. You piece together a story, and as you go through it, you learn more and you learn more, and then you piece things together, and at the end, you come to a realization. And when you come to that realization, you then follow through and complete the game. And when you do that, it is an incredible moment. So I'd rather you had that realization. So I can't say much more than that, if you know what I mean. It's like, you know, saying, oh, I'd like you to watch this film because it turns out there's this twist. Well, I don't want you to, you know, what's the point of me telling you there's a twist then? Because it's going to spoil the film. Like, you know, you want people just to watch it, don't you? So for that reason, we need to have that, like, something you can just watch. And the same thing, I don't know how many hours are involved in that for that reason, but there are certain things you need to see in that world to set up what comes later. It's like exploration and investigation. The puzzles are involved, like, they're not puzzles if you've already done them once. So I'm 50-50 on how it will work as a stream, but it's the most, I was crying and crying at the end of Outer Wilds. I was crying and crying. Like, I was happy to be. I was just like, wow. That happened in lockdown as well. That was when lockdown first kicked off. We got Nan moved in, and I actually said to myself, well, like, at least I've got some, like most people probably did, at least I can do what I fucking want then for a bit. Like, I switched on the Outer Wilds and I played that in the back room. That was my little enjoyment for a bit, and like, wow, yeah, wow. So, yeah, we will have to get that on as well. So we've got Bramble coming up for the upcoming. We're definitely going to do Bramble. And if Bramble goes well, I suppose, then we could try and follow up with the Outer Wilds. I've got to have a crack at it. Yeah, I'll have to have a crack at it, but I don't know how it will go. And so I've got to fit those things in around Genshin Impact and doing the Super Chuffer channel and doing the B-side channel and doing this and doing that. And for me, what it comes down to, I know, I need to go to bed properly, get up properly, set things into 2-hour stream. There is the cut-off time, because I'm already doing it now. Like, I was going to go and talk to my sister tonight. I bet she's already in bed now. It's coming up on a 4-hour stream now, so I need to be careful not to just let my mouth run away with me. But yeah, it's been a good end to the stream, this has, actually, because we did what we wanted to on Genshin. We did today, and then I suppose, what do I do? Yeah, for the next 2 weeks, I suppose this Twitch stream, what we'll do is we'll try and push Genshin. We'll try and clear everything off as much as possible. Get us back to a nice clear... There'll be more, but we'll try and clear off as much as possible. And then that'll lead us into Bramble followed by... Oh no, Bramble followed by Zelda. It won't be. It'll be Bramble followed by Zelda. And then it'll be Zelda Summer. And I suppose we do Genshin Impact as a sort of... when the clocks go back. That'll be the idea. Not Genshin Impact. Outer Wilds as a wintry one. That's our aim for the winter. I'm going to have to try and, you know, keep to a schedule. I have to try and, like, you know... There's time enough in the day. There's time... You see, Zelda out 12th of May, you see, yeah. So, I can't remember exactly when it is, actually. Are you sure? Is it 12th of May? Twelfth of May, right? And Brambles was 27th. I need the calendar. Doing admin on stream now. So 27th is this one. And then I've got 1, 2, 3... Chuff off. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's gone backwards. 27th, giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got my birthday. I don't want my birthday on there. I tend not to reveal, like, my birthday on the internet. Like, now it has been. Thanks very much, Google, you fucking knob. And 11. I've got enough time to fit that game in if we play it properly and I don't fuck about. Yeah, Thursday's an 11. Thursday the 11th is a Thursday. So that weekend is going to be Zelda. I mean, I've got to play it on Thursday as well. I'm not going to be first one on the internet to play it, but like, I've got to start on day one. I'm interested, I'm hyped. I don't want to be like lagging behind. I'm interested and hyped. At the same time, I'm not going to rush through the game. I'm going to play it at my own pace and explore everywhere. So Zelda will be a regular little quiet evening stream for us, I think, from the 11th. But on the 11th, I'll have a big bash. And the same plan was with the 27th then, wasn't it? Of this is a Thursday as well. So yeah, when that gets released on... you see, the thing is, I don't know if it gets released on Thursday midnight or... do you know what I mean? But it might be the Friday stream is our big bash for... Get my words out. Big bash for Bramble. And then... that weekend we'll play it again the next day, and then Sunday we'll do Genshin Impact, and then Monday will be Thus. Then Tuesday I have a day off sometimes and play Bramble again because I want to keep up with Bramble, get that, you know, when it's up and it's happening, I want it to be the main thing, and then it'll be done and it will be back to normal service sort of thing. So Bramble there. Wednesday, Thursday we'll have to do a YouTube stream and a Bramble in the evening, and then maybe by my birthday and that weekend we can be done with Bramble. We might have completed it. If not, we've got a weekend there to complete it, leading into the next week to complete it if we really need to before get Zelda. So we've got enough time for Bramble. That's going to be perfect. Zelda through the summer. Not going to give it a time limit. September, we'll look at doing Outer Wilds. So we've got a good plan there. See how there's it seems like there's a lot of time in the world, doesn't it? But I thought I'd be able to stream all the games, play all the games. You really can't. You really have to think about these things and plan them out a bit. I'm looking forward to it. And as the main channel grows and the Super Chuffer grows, we get more people over here, so it's going to be even more fun. It's going to be even more interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been a strange uptick today because we just do this behind the scenes for fun. Like, not behind the scenes, but you know what I mean? We just do this Twitch stream because I enjoy it. But it's been a strange little bonus there to think, oh, we could actually do something quite cool here. Obviously, I'm not going to give up Genshin Impact. That's still factored in. So could do something quite cool there. Yeah. All good in the hood. Guagura's been playing Choo Choo Charles. Do you want to see what I watch? I watch this sort of rubbish. She's been doing this.
As I'm in the midst of applying
This is an advert.
right now. Wish me luck. Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
It's boarded up. We need speed. We need everything. We need to upgrade all of it. Mutiny meeting notes. I've discussed our latest battle plan with everyone and nobody had objections. The whole crew knows what to do and we'll set the track's direction accordingly when the time comes. If we just continue straight all the way...
I watch VTubers. It's the future, that is, though. Not the future. I swear.
I have my very first Japanese business cards. Official Japanese business cards. Gaogura Horaibu Productions. Tokyo. Tokyo Tourism Ambassador. That is so wild.
It's like another world. Yeah. Thanks very much for being here, everyone. And I'll be back tomorrow with our serial killer tier list. That's what's happening. I can't believe I'm saying it as well. I love the fact that I'm saying that. See if I look on Twitter. Look on the old tweeter. That's what's tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow with a serial killer tier list on this. So that's going to be a blast. I expect to see you there and you be good. And remember, if you can't be good, you're naughty.